Actually, it looks like the tracker needs to just be flipped there. It's 12 Magicite and 8 characters are the requirements on top of the 7 dragons.
Oh. Oh,
We,
okay.
we've also got progressive scaling times 3, which means the enemies are going to be a little higher level than you're used to, and with so many requirements, by the end of the game, you will end up fighting close to level 90 enemies in Kefka's Tower. So probably going to want a little more power than usual playing through this particular seed.
Oh, yikes. That's level 90, huh? Wow. I usually I mean I just recently did heck uh the like Google's first seed or something like that, or first seed or what have you, and even that got a little bit difficult there. Eventually I got up to like level 70 or whatever, and Atmo weapon, and have a good day. But uh, we are starting to look at some items here, and we saw an Oath Veil. Are we going to have Monster in a Box? No, we have Bolt Edge. Ceiling buying a lot of stuff. She picked up a lot of money here.
Yeah, Ceiling heading right for South Figaro, a popular opening play to check the stores, loot all the various treasure chests. Just have to see what's going to be on sale today. Of
Now,
note, looks like there's snow mufflers and cat hoods available in the armor store. Very
snow
potent endgame gear.
snow mufflers and cat hoods. I can't say I've heard of those before. And I've played quite a bit of Final Fantasy VI, but wow.
As far as vanilla goes, they're pretty obscure pieces of equipment. The cat hood's normally only gotten from Coliseum betting and can only be used by Realm. And the snow muffler also can only be gotten, well, additional copies of through Coliseum betting and is normally just stapled on Umaro when you pick them up. They're both really nice defensive pieces, though. Cat hood's probably the best helmet in the whole game, and snow muffler's up there in terms of armor. It has the highest physical defense and absorbs ice, which is quite nice.
And I did see a drill pickup, which was useful for Edgar here. So I do know what a drill is. It deals a lot of damage.
Well, actually, the flags we have here, the characters' commands are randomized. So Edgar actually has health in this seed, but the drill's a pretty cheap item to pick up if someone does end up with that tools command later on.
Ah,
There's
ceiling.
an Atlas in the Atlas armlet in the chest, does Sealing Cat, nice relic that boosts physical damage by 50%.
Oh, there's your favorite. There's your favorite weapon, the fixed ice.
Not too much of a fan of those dice there, Game Boy, but they certainly have their uses. I will reluctantly concede. Oh my, boiled shrimp! Going to check additional chests that you don't normally see done in Narsh and finds an Illumina. Illumina
Oh,
being the premium of all weapons in the entire game. Sadly, none of these 3 starting characters can equip it on this seed, as equipment is completely randomized. So normally when you have like an Edgar Terra start, you're thinking, oh great, they can use all the good stuff, more or less, but not necessarily under this flag set.
ah, yeah. Still doing exploration here. Ice shield's always a nice. That's always a good pickup, I
Yeah,
suppose.
well, Terra can wear that Ice Shield, which is good. Ice Shield on top of absorbing ice. You can snap it for a one-time defense piercing Ice 3, which does tons of damage. And it also teaches Ice 2, well, while equipped. So, going to be able to pick up a quick level 2 spell if Shrimp does a couple of combats. And looks like Cat just popped back inside South Figaro to pick up one of those cat hoods for sale, with some of the loot found in the basement being used as collateral, shall we say.
Mm-hmm. Up there goes that wolf. Ooh, Genji armor. Whoa.
That's another nice body piece, that's for sure.
And we've got Oh, a soul saver. Mog can equip that,
Yeah,
and we will not see who will equip the Genji armor yet.
might not be usable by anyone in this starting party. Would be very disappointing because that's some high end stuff that Shrimp has found, but no one can use them yet. And looks like Cat checked the cost of the Thief into Zen's item. It's just a hair under 10,000 and said it was a glowing stone, so it should be an Esper. If Cat
Ooh,
can scrounge up a little bit of extra gil here to purchase that.
ooh. And now I have magically changed the requirements to
8 and 12, look at that.
12,
Now
12
we're
8, 12 8
showing,
7. There we go.
yeah.
No, I paused there
Shrimp
because I
finds
thought I screwed up
a
the.
Giganto in a box, and that's gonna lay waste to his level 3 party right now, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, what was it?
So I wouldn't be too surprised if Shrimp comes back to that chest later because Giganto is the single most valuable enemy in the randomizer in terms of experience to level ratio.
Oh.
So that thing's a nice little experience gold mine if you can take it out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you know what else we should do? Ah. We should also set the clock. What do you think? You think that's a good idea?
For a speedrun competition, usually time is a factor that is used to determine if you're doing well or not. So maybe we'll want to get that up and running here.
There we go. We got a clock.
Perfect.
Yeah. I do apologize. I am well, I'm
First
not
time restreaming the rando. It's all right, Game Boy. Don't
a
you even worry about it. Well, looks like Shrimp has found Narappa at the Welk spot. Narappa, one of the easier bosses. Something that might be a little concerning this early on is that ticking doom counter over Shrimp's characters' heads. And otherwise, we have Cat inside of the sealed gate, which is a Terra unlockable check, and personal favorite of a lot of runners to go to if you do start with Terra, as there's a boatload of treasure chests there.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that because you do have to split into two parties and everything, and you almost surely can't beat up the boss here, but
Well, the sealed gate isn't the one where you split into two parties. That one's Phoenix
oh,
Cave. Yeah, and there's no required combat on this check, which is nice. Of course,
oh,
doing a lot of free checks early on these settings might make things interesting because with the progress times 3, you're already fighting level 9 enemies from the word go, and well, if you do one check, suddenly they're level 12, and that's gonna give them a pretty significant boost in terms of max HP and damage output whenever you do get around to fighting enemies and bosses.
mm-hmm.
As you can see, just even Narappa here giving Shrimp a little bit of trouble early on here, just down to just Terra, who's got that ice shield on, which nullifies the fire attack, which is why she's still standing. Trying to take it out with Blitz with all the Pumels in the world here.
Wow, this Narappa's got a
Clutch
lot of
block is going to
HP.
keep Terra alive. I wonder if Shrimp might switch over to the fight command and try for a lucky limit break here.
Oh, I saw the rejection there, but oh, that's too bad.
Worth a try, but offense just not quite there with just the loot from Narsh here for Shrimp.
So it looks like Ceiling Cat's gonna try Maligas, three of them.
Yeah, not too threatening of an enemy here. This is an interesting play. This is the encounter that's summoned by pressing the wrong switch here inside of the sealed gate. It's basically infinitely repeatable, and if you like what you see, could be a decent little grind spot if you feel like you need to gain some levels to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
These Maligas at level 9 probably have, I don't know, like I would say 400 or 500 max HP at a guess.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. And Yeah, I've seen it's about 290 damage on that. Oh, that's a nice roll. Boom, goodbye.
Yep.
See, fixed dice are great as long as you roll well.
Yeah, if you really like RNG fests, by all means, the fixed dice can be a great weapon.
Well, with 1100 experience points, that's going to rocket their levels up quite a
Should
bit.
starting at level 3, I think that'll double you to 6 and maybe push you to 7. Level 7 is what Cat's at right now.
Yeah.
So, and level factors into all the damage that your character does, and it's exponential. So with that one fight, Cat has more than doubled her damage output from all sources. So that'll certainly help out once Cat starts doing some checks that have required boss fights. Cat picks up a memento ring in that chest and seems to be thinking about it momentarily as Shrimp finishes the lone wolf check. Shrimp is never going to get that drainer, I don't think, but Starlit Magicite looks pretty nice pickup. See if it has any good
Ooh.
spells on it.
Meteor, Cure 3, and they've got very high learn rates.
Yeah. Yeah, Meteor, not bad when you don't really have any other options. You'd prefer a level 3 elemental spell for sure, but can always make do with Meteor. And Quick, obviously a very broken spell. Perhaps a little expensive for level 3 characters, but, well, gives you a double turn when you use it, so it's nice.
Ceiling Cat took a little bit of a break. We are playing a VOD because the person who was supposed to run was unable to make it tonight. So I'm just moving it at double speed, and then we'll be all caught up here.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about VODs. You can sift through them and get everything nice and synced up here. Looks like I guess we just had a little difficulty getting things synced up early on here, but we should be good to go there. Cat did finish up the sealed gate check and was rewarded with lock. So that'll add a few more exploration options and another character to be usable in battles. Looks like Locke has the morph command in this seed, which is potentially a very, very powerful command. Effectively doubles the character's offense and defensive output while it's active.
Well, you gotta say it like that, or it doesn't count.
Right. Well, the good news for Shrimp is that this is definitely a winnable fight. Welk tends to have a little bit more HP than you expected to in the randomizer because of how the scaling works with it being such a low-level boss in vanilla. It's not going to pose much of a threat as far as its offensive potential goes here, unless you attack that shell. Oof.
Yeah, that is gonna work. Meanwhile, Stealing Cat is hanging out over at the Returner's hideout, and I saw a Genji glove.
Yeah, Genji Glove, definitely a primo accessory as long as you can find some nice weapons. We haven't seen anything too great on the weapons front just yet, but it's still fairly early here. And that item shop having some very desirable consumables in the form of dried meat and warp stones. Dried meat being a required item for one of Gao's checks, should you find and recruit him, and warp stones just being a very nice time saver in the rando, allowing you to instantly warp out of lots of the longer areas you might visit. And it's a guaranteed escape in a pinch. Well,
So,
Cat's going to try riding up the Elite River here.
ooh, level 90 magic, level 80 magic.
That's quite frightening, but all non-boss enemies are escapable in this seed. This is the point where I'd be
There it is.
bravely beating, boldly
Yeah,
beating a brave retreat here.
this is gonna hurt. I saw a smoke bomb, but yeah, that's gonna be a reset. When we saw the Merton, I was like, good game.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's basically a wipe, except for the character wearing the ice shield.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, start of this one looking a little unfriendly so far. Welk definitely be a beatable opponent. but maybe you'd want to gain a couple of quick levels before you try that again if you're Shrimp here. Looks like
Hmm.
Shrimp's looking for some consumables. From what I remember from having done this, otherwise I wouldn't be allowed to commentate on this week. Phoenix Downs were quite scarce in shops, so the ability to revive your characters is at somewhat of a premium here. And there we go, Cat trying the river again and wisely smoke bombs away from those high level magic enemies and runs into another pack of them right away because Rando gonna Rando.
Yeah, she went straight instead of left. Does that matter?
At the first junction, both straight and left will put you on the correct path.
Ah,
And as far as I know, they're about the same length. And the encounters on the Elite River are random. So I think it's more of a player preference thing than a you should pick one over the other.
wow. That was a great roll against the goblins, but it finally took 1,400 hit points to knock him out.
Yeah. Goblins, fairly late game enemy. You'd normally find them en route to the ancient castle, which is an Edgar check. And speaking of Edgar checks, Shrimp's gone to Figaro, and sitting on the throne is Gogo. Gogo can be a pretty nice character in randomizer, as well, he can do pretty much anything anyone else in your party can do.
A bloom
And
pyre
my
and a
instinct
delta
tells
bug.
me, ooh, pretty simple encounter here. Those bloom pyres are undead enemies with a ton of physical defense, but they only have like single or maybe double digit HP, so they can go down pretty quick. Shrimp finding some warp stones and picks up the standard 5 of them.
So tell me this then, Jack. Do bloom pyres have the ability to throw contestants out of a baseball game? I mean, do you know that?
I don't know for sure, Game Boy, but I certainly hope that they do. But perhaps they've reined in their egos a little bit here, as all 4 of Cat's members are still standing firm and tall on that raft.
Yeah, she's up to level 13 now with level 12 monsters. She's going to be in great shape to knock out a boss or two here.
Yeah, definitely on par with the progressive scaling here, so you don't need to worry about having some really overpowered offensive options right now. You should be able to get by with a handful of mid-game weapons and a solid command, which Cat does have in Blitz on Terra.
And she will elect to save. And we'll move on. We're going to see what she's going to run into.
Yep, going to be Cat's first forced boss encounter of the race. Coming up here momentarily. Sometimes you do get a battle in between the save point and the boss. We'll see if Cat does here.
Oh, not these two again.
Keep that smoke bomb ready. You don't want to get Mertoned into next year. We've got Shrimp exploring South Figaro, gonna loot some goodies and pick up some nice purchasables. And looks
And
Shrimp has in fact noticed that Gogo is a character that can wield that Illumina. So
ooh,
Gogo is probably going to carry a lot of the offensive weight for Shrimp for some time here. And Tentacles, not a boss you usually want to run into early on.
eee.
It can be pretty nasty with their bio spells and just picking up all your characters. The seize move that they do to pick your characters up does fixed damage. It does 60 damage every 5 or so seconds to the character, and at low levels, that's a death sentence.
Pretty much. Although got a nice pearl rod, but only 500 damage to that tentacle. That's not a lot.
No, it's not. This level, the tentacles probably have anywhere between 2 and 3,000 hit points each at a guess. So
Oh my
it's
gosh.
not looking great for Cat. Edgar under slow status, so he's vulnerable to get grabbed here. And yeah, there it is. So that's going to be a wipe for Cat, unfortunately. Oh
Hmm.
no, somehow Rav the Mog of this seed survived with 40 hit points, but with the rest of the party on their backs, probably wise to abandon the fight at that point.
All right, I think I know what she's gonna do. She's probably gonna grind a little bit, try to get some extra levels here, and try again.
Yeah, it went back to the first save point on the river, and that's actually a pretty smart play because you can loop indefinitely here and get some quick level ups. As long as you're running into enemies that give you experience, those goblins would be nice. Those level 80 and 90 magics, not so much. On top of being a dangerous encounter, they don't give any experience points, just magic.
Well, so there are indeed the goblins. Unfortunately, the incorrect blitz input didn't quite work out there, but those goblins are going to be going down rather quickly, and they give out a lot of experience, 3,600 a pop. So
Yeah. Certainly helps that Cat has holy elemental weapons on both Rav and Locke. The goblins are weak to holy, and they really don't take kindly to physical damage, but as you just saw from that Aura Bolt from Terra, they tend to shrug off magical damage.
yeah, I saw that. I was like, what the heck? 56 damage?
Yeah, not what you'd be expecting out of an Aura Bolt, which is a pretty powerful move, honestly, for how early it's accessible to the player.
Uh oh. This is going to hurt. Oh, no.
Well,
All right.
fortunately, it's a single targeted Ice 3, and Mog's just going to tank that like a champ. And away she goes.
All right. Boiled shrimp now picking up the fixed dice. And, yep. He
Yeah.
gonna equip that on Edgar.
Yeah, so a couple of nice weapons for Shrimp now. Dice on Edgar, Illumina on Gogo. You really should at very least be able to take out that Whelk that you know about. Or you could try a couple other areas. Those are both, well, I would not necessarily consider fixed dice a primo weapon, but it has the potential to be a primo weapon.
And does Ceiling Cat have any Phoenix Downs? I'm afraid not. So that's gonna make the tentacle fight even harder.
Yeah, and I think Cat has all her characters on the back row, so Locke doing less damage than expected with that physical move right now. Got a level 4 Flare, which could be nasty, but Cat is not a level divisible by 4 at the moment.
All
Having
right.
finished looting South Figaro, looks like Shrimp is off to Zen down on the Empire continent. Remember, a Cat did not have enough money to purchase the Esper here, so we'll get our first look at what that is from Shrimp, most likely.
But first, we're gonna check out the weapons, the armor store. Excuse me. And
Nothing too noteworthy there. Some higher end typical store bought gear, but store bought gear is just some numbers. The stats and such on your weapons and armor in FF6 typically don't matter unless they're overwhelmingly huge. You're always looking for beneficial effects on the equipment, like elemental absorption or like different proccing effects for weapons and the like.
9920 and
Shrimp thinking about it.
oh, uh, actually, it's more like my stream is paused. Oh,
Oh,
there it goes. Terratio is what boiled
Naruto.
shrimp picked up there.
Well,
So
that's
we'll,
Esper number 2 for Shrimper.
and I'm just gonna get everything paused, get everything caught up here, and
Of
then
course.
we'll move on. All right. Ooh, I saw Quake, and I saw what was it, Life 3 with a pretty good learning
Life
rate.
3 is a nice insurance policy. More importantly, that Esper has Ice 3 on it. You gotta love those tier 3 elemental spells. They're typically all the offense you'll need to get through any given seed. Some nice accessories available in this shop as well. Offerings and economizers for sale. Economizer especially nice at a lower level when you have some access to some high cost magic like the Meteor spell and the aforementioned Ice 3. Makes all your magics cost a single magic point. Nice and cheap.
Yep, those are my favorites, especially when I win them from those. What was it? The brontosauruses,
Oh, yeah, the Brachiosaur, the nastiest
brachiosauruses.
enemy. Basically the war mech of this game, but you don't seem to see them pop up too often in randomizer, thankfully.
Ooh, nice miss on the C's, and that's gonna be an eliminated tentacle. Okay.
Yeah, Fire Rod gonna take it down. The levels for Cat already making a nice difference here.
Wow, four
Big roll on
thousand
the
damage.
dice. That's that's gonna put that tentacle into the critical zone.
My goodness, 4,000, and it wasn't enough. That's what shocks me.
Yeah, that's frightening. Well, Shrimp finally off to do the sealed cave and pick up some of the goodies there. The most noteworthy item in the treasure room here was the Pearl Lance. That'll go right on Mog, I'm assuming, and it does. Cat having some issues here with this fight,
Oh,
which is not uncommon.
yeah, but
But
fortunately, it's now
two
down to
tentacles down,
yeah,
so it's definitely under control at this point. Can't have your whole party get grabbed by them. It's just a matter of finishing things out now.
yeah,
And does know X Zone, and the tentacle on the bottom left is vulnerable to death. So if this spell works, that'll be another tentacle gone for Cat.
and successful. Nice.
Success. Down to one tentacle, so it's just a matter of time. Cat's going to be able to close out the Elite River here and leave with all those nice level ups intact.
Yeah, and I would think this boss is going to be worth a ton of experience. I would think.
Chances are. I mean, there's four targets in the boss fight. I'm not really sure how the boss experience is calculated, but should at least be a level or two for Cat's party here. One would assume.
Discard. Yeah, it's almost there now. I've calculated about 2,400 hit points on this tentacle. Over 3,000. Yeah, with that health, that's pretty much game, and everybody's gonna gain here.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else will be going down for Cat in this fight.
And the C's is rejected.
Intercepted.
Oh, all fives.
Yep. Well, matching trio on the dice is usually going to hit max damage, so that tentacle is gone. And
And
Cat
yeah.
rewarded with a Yeti for her trouble.
Wahoo!
Yeah, out goes Locke, and in comes Umaro is Cat's choice here. Truthfully, not a bad decision, as Umaro does come with a snow muffler equipped. The only question is Cat just going to take the snow muffler and send him back to the bench? Or is Cat going to use the big, silly Yeti? Shrimp continuing to make his way through the sealed cave. About 3/4 of the way through the check at this point.
Nice buy there. 11 antidotes in case she winds up getting poisoned again.
Yeah, it's always helpful to have a few status cures on hand. Typically, I like to have a nice little pack of 10 echo screens for the final boss in case you get trained and lose your ability to cast. Yep, looks like Cat's going to make use of Amaro. That Atlas armlet just being put right on him, making Amaro better at what he does best, smashing things.
Yep, boiled shrimp still going through here, and now Sealing Cat will, with her 9,920 gold pieces, pick up the Terratio Magicite.
Yep, we know that one's a good pickup. It's got Ice 3 on it.
And boiled shrimp will now pick up Lock. So that means
Yep.
level 21 monsters over at Boiled Shrimp side, level 18s over at Ceiling Cats.
Yep. And Shrimp's still at level 3 here, so I'm hoping
Oh
Shrimp
my.
elects to take a little leveling detour somewhere soon. That is not good for Shrimp. Swapped out Edgar for Locke, and Edgar was the Moogle Charm character, and on the very first step, runs into a random spicy chicken. This is not Shrimp's night so far, folks.
Wow. Um, yeah, yeah, the poltergeist is just,
This,
oh
this
my.
is not what you want to see. This poltergeist is level 21 and probably has about 20,000 hit points. Hummel is doing 100. Ouch, Shrimp. This is not pleasant.
Right, let's watch the Ceiling Cat go against Gigantos instead. Ooh, gonna try an X Zone. Does that work on Gigantos?
I believe Gigantos is death vulnerable, so it's all a matter of. Ooh, look at Terra showing off what a real muscular person looks like, suplexing that giant like it was nothing.
And that looks like a victory. Well done.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Giganto down for Cat and all the experience in the world obtained. Nasty wave cannon is going to end Shrimp there. Just really really unfortunate there. Shrimp forgot which character had the Moogle charm on, and the game punishing Shrimp with just the very first step triggering the battle. And oh no, Shrimp hadn't saved in a while.
Oh my.
We're
Uh
back to we're back to pretty much the beginning here for Shrimp. Gogo's gone. Terato's gone. Locke is gone. Oh my, what a disaster.
oh. That's what, 20 minutes lost at
That
least?
that's about a 20-minute time loss. Yeah.
Oh my
Oof.
gosh.
You hate to see that, folks. This is definitely a randomizer where death can be quite punishing compared to some others, as it takes you to the last time you chose to save the game. No auto saves here, unfortunately. Cat checking out World of Ruin Narsh. That Curse Shield requiring 99 battles, so I doubt we'll be seeing a Paladin Shield tonight.
99 battles of Curse Shield on the wall. 99 battles of Curse Shield. Take one down, pass it. No. No.
No, I'd just
No.
rather have 99 bottles of beer. I could drink them. I would share with you, of course, Game Boy.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know, like myself, you are a connoisseur of fine drink.
I was I was gonna get a glass of red wine, but I was scrambling to get get everything set up, so that didn't quite happen. But that's all right.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
So we'll take a quick look at the standings while we're. Oh, never mind. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna
We're gonna
enjoy a
fight a
dirt
dragon here.
dragon.
Cat's going right for dragon number one. Dirt dragon, definitely one of the more dangerous dragons. One of the two most dangerous, I would say. Opening with a quake, and that hurts quite a bit. I wonder if Cat has access to a float spell from any of those espers. That would certainly come in handy here.
I haven't seen one yet. You
Oh,
gotta
Cat
love that
just
one
doing good.
damage though.
Yeah, absolutely. Umaro with the perfect physical defense here is going to shrug off all of the physical damage from absolutely everything. The defense stat basically works on a percentage here. So if you have max physical defense, you're pretty much immune to physical attacks.
Mm-hmm. Nice roll there by Edgar for 2 grand.
Yeah, Cat just going to keep believing in the heart of the dice here to get some early dragon kills, looks like.
And that's a nice victory there.
Yeah, very, very dominant victory over the Dirt Dragon, I have to say. But yeah, the earlier you fight the dragons, the easier they're going to be. So there's definitely some reason to chase dragons down early on if you think you can take them.
And Tara had just learned all the spells and got a cat hood,
Yeah, very, very nice helmet for someone.
like
Mog
Mog
already wearing one.
and Edgar. Ooh.
That's a significant upgrade over that paltry little leather hat. Tara's picked up Ice 3, so she's pretty much set for offense for the foreseeable future there. Between Ice 3 and Blitz, have access to lots of elements to hit enemy weaknesses.
And also important is that she's up to level 26. That's a really nice level to be at.
Yep, still over the power curve, and is going to move right on and fight the next boss here in Narsh. Shrimp just finished recollecting Go-Go, so back up to 4 characters is Shrimp. And Shrimp heading back to South Figaro to pick up some of the better loot that was in here.
A
We
nice.
got a Goddess for Ceiling Cat. This is one of the scarier bosses. That big dice roll, though, going to cut into her hit points quite nicely early on here.
Mm-hmm. About 6,000 damage dealt so far.
It's probably at around 20,000 max HP at this level, I'd guess.
Mm-hmm.
That love token, unfortunately, is going to mean that all regular attacks from the fight command, Edgar is just going to stand in front of those for Goddess now.
Also, Umaro is. Oh, that's
Umaro's
why.
So Umaro's just going to keep attacking Edgar forever now. Quasar is going to sting a bit. Looks like the offense in this fight is just going to come down to Tara's Ice 3 for Cat from here on out. Well, with Edgar down, at least Umaro will be able to do some damage again briefly here.
Now, if Edgar gets revived, is he still fight rejected effectively?
I believe Love Token does last until the end of the battle, regardless of if the character gets KO'd or not. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
that's that's not a great matchup for Cat right now, with only one character really able to do damage that can't be blocked by its Love Token move. See if Cat tries again, and Cat says, maybe later.
yep. Can't blame her.
Uh, just about finished recollecting the treasures here. So Shrimp will have those fixed dice again.
Hey, Carnot, thank you very much for the raid. You're all watching week 8 of the Kefka Grand Prix, the final week, as we trim our sizable field of some 45 runners or so all the way down to 4.
Yep, the standings are starting to get locked into place there. Still lots of racing left to happen this week. I still think we've still got about a couple dozen plus runners who haven't done their seed yet. Tonight we are highlighting Ceiling Cat on the left and Boiled Shrimp on the right.
And that was the voice of Jackamus Wedge on I Am Game Boy F9. I'm pretty much the play-by-play guy, and Jack is everything else.
No pressure for me, right?
No, more like the pressure's on my side. Yeah.
Well, right now we've got Cat looting the other South Figaro as the randomizer now differentiates between worlds for some areas, so you can loot them in each world for more goodies.
Whoa.
Got Boiled Shrimp checking out the town of Miranda. Valiant knife for sale. That's a fantastic weapon. Little on the pricey side right now, though.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, taking a look at the standings here, Ceiling Cat has 108 points. She's in 22nd place overall, and Boiled Shrimp is down toward kind of down toward the bottom, but that's all right. You know, some people play this just to have a good time and and enjoy the good things in life, so to speak.
Absolutely. The turnout for the KGP has been fantastic. As you mentioned, we had about 45 runners whenever we started things off there. So definitely a lot of newer runners, and we appreciate that so many people are getting interested in this rando because it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I've given it a few tries myself, but uh, did I win? No, I lost when I streamed it, and then I played one offline. And then I won that. So officially,
Okay.
that doesn't count. Streamer didn't happen, right?
Yeah. Depending on who you ask, I think you're trustworthy.
uh,
Yeah, we got boiled shrimp inside Albrook here, finding all the good stuff in the stores. Fantastic accessories for sale, red jackets and thunder shields in the armor shop. So hopefully boiled shrimp has some money and can pierce together some good equipment setup here and get to work on beating some baddies. Level 3 is just not quite going to cut it, I don't think.
yeah, I saw that Genji armor up for sale. I think was that in South Figaro Ruin.
Yeah, Genji armor was for sale in one of the South Figaros, but at least among the starting three, none of the characters could equip it, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like everyone could use that snow muffler that we saw for sale, though. Yeah, so Shrimp is back to redo the sealed gate. So we're going to recollect the treasures and recollect Locke, and hopefully this time won't swap out a Moogle Charm character and run into a very deadly spicy chicken on the way out.
I know,
That was
right?
that was just really unfortunate. And like the thing is, early on when you're just going around more or less looting and doing free checks, you don't even think about that happening. So you're not saving. You're thinking, well, I'm not going to get into any fights. I got Moogle Charm on. But the moment you forget which character has it, things can go bad.
Stealing Cat checking out Figaro, South Figaro Cave,
Yeah.
and the castle there too.
Yep. Gonna go check out the Figaro engine spot where you'd normally fight the tentacles in vanilla. More importantly, though, this check unlocks the ancient cave where one of the required dragons is going to be hanging out. Cat elects to check the more out of the way treasure chest here in the Figaro basement. It's a Hyperist, and so that's going right on to Amaro for some extra strength points. See what the boss is down here as Shrimp reconfigures some equipment after looting the treasure room in the Imperial base.
Oh, there's our favorite boss in the whole wide world.
We've got an Ultros spotting. Looks like Ultros
Ooh,
number 3, I would say. Well, with a dice roll like that, it's probably not going to last too long.
especially with a pearl nailing there.
Yeah,
A
Pearl
pearl
proc
proc.
off
That's what I was
the
looking
weapon
for.
will certainly help.
Yeah, goodbye, goodbye, Ultros. 10,000 points.
Ultros down for Cat, and the reward is going to be da 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 da. It's a Minerva.
Yeah, that
Minerva's
does.
the best body piece.
Oh, and an Atman weapon. Whoa.
I'm a weapon out of the statue. You know what? With these settings, I could see character levels getting high enough to the point where that Atma weapon actually becomes viable and quite powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually around level 64 or so where the Atma weapon becomes overwhelmingly strong.
Just so you all know, I have been speeding up Stealing Cat's stream. She didn't hit the fast forward button or anything like that. We're just trying to keep the stream synced. So
Yep, just broadcasting Marvel at work here, folks.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're all
Cat
just having a
on the
good
way
time.
to the ancient castle, and Shrimp just about finished recollecting all the treasures here inside the sealed gate cave.
Ooh, we're checking out that we're checking out the underground castle here.
Yep, gonna fight a dragon, presumably, is what Cat's going to do here, and there is one check at the end of the hallway down here. Could be a character, esper, or item. We'll see what it is after this dragon battle. It's a storm
Storm
dragon.
dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the nastier dragons. It opens with a rage move, but fortunately, the storm dragon has a very high level in vanilla, so on scaled settings, it's perfectly doable here.
Mm-hmm. And already a ton of damage dealt. And we see in
Cat Cat having a little difficulty pulling off those blitz moves, and that can happen from time to time. The blitz command has you put in like a little Street Fighter button combination to do your moves. And personally, I'm not good at fighting games, so I struggle with blitz a lot myself.
yeah, same here. Joe Fro saying of the speed ups, thought that if they added super sprint shoes, and no, we did not load super sprint or anything like that. Although that is a very good game.
Yeah. Well, that's Dragon number 2 defeated for Cat. Storm Dragon down. Dragons are always pleasant to defeat in the randomizer too, because you get a ton of experience, magic points, the dragon's guaranteed drop, which in this case I believe is a force armor, and then a bonus item from the high tier pool, which in this case was a Genji shield,
Oh,
and another
fixed
pair of
dice.
fixed dice for Cat from the statue inside the ancient castle.
Well, can anybody else equip fixed dice? Yep. Edgar can. Actually, she's elected to roll the dice twice.
Cat's going for the fistful of dice strat here. You know what? The more attacks you get per turn with the fixed dice, the better chance you have of them actually doing something useful. So that's certainly a fine use of the Genji glove. Pair those up with an offering, and you're at least almost guaranteed to get one good roll throughout the full 8 attacks you'll get. Shrimp now seeing that the Curse Shield was 99 battles and saying, yeah, probably not. And Shrimp also picked up the Ice Shield, which was available in the weapon shop check inside Narsh. No Esper there today, but Ice Shield quite nice. Shrimp finds a Sniper in the clock at the Elder's house.
Huh.
Sniper is another pretty potent weapon, if any of your characters are able to equip it, that is.
Mm-hmm. And there's a poison rod.
It's a nice little breakable. Not as good as the other rods and shields, of course, but Pierce's defense does poison damage. They have their uses.
All right.
Ancient Castle finished up for Cat. So Cat will be resurfacing the castle here and moving on to other places. Shrimp checking out World of Ruin Collingen for anything useful in the stores. Whole lot of nothing in this town, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yes, Cat hasn't checked the Figaro throne yet, so this is one you can do in either world. So Cat's going to pick up character number 6, Go-Go.
Yep. Just two more characters to fulfill that portion of the requirements. So for those who have never seen this randomizer before, hey, welcome aboard. Thanks for giving this a try. So the way you win here is that you need, in this case, 12 Magicite, 8 characters, and 7 dragon defeats. When you do that, you'll be able to go down Kefka's tower, defeat that evil. But rather, yeah, just that antagonistic Kefka who's just totally, yeah, definitely has some issues.
I don't know. He's always laughing. He seems really pleasant to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a big find for shrimp. Ragnarok's for sale.
Oh, wow.
And a couple of characters can use them. Gogo can use Ragnarok as well as Illumin, and looks like Mog can use a Ragnarok as well.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and keep trying to get things synced up here as we.
Of course. We'll get there eventually, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, we're almost there anyway. Oh, now we're gonna start talking about that Phoenix Cave.
Yep. That is where Cat's heading next.
Split up into two parties.
Yeah, so Cat's selected the A team to fight the dragon within here, and Locke is going to just run around with a Moogle charm and be the B team. I think we can all imagine what the B in B team stands for. It stands for bad. Although, to be fair, Locke does have Morph on this seed. If you're willing to make use of Morph, he could be a potent character. Shrimp now checking Jador in the World of Ruin for any more useful gear and the like.
All right. So I believe we're all synced up now. As
Perfection.
So do we have? So Jador's music has been randomized.
I don't think any of the music is randomized in Worlds Collide as of yet.
Oh. Because I'm kind of wondering why we're hearing Gogo's music in Jador.
We shouldn't be.
Oh.
But I couldn't tell you. I don't have the broadcast from the audio from the broadcast on here right now. Otherwise, we'd just have a lot of noise going on here, shall we say.
All right, gonna summon up, in this case, number
we've
128.
Got a Doomgaze attack on Shrimp here, number 128.
That
here's hoping Shrimp can get this done and get a kill, get some levels on the characters here.
And unfortunately, it's not looking good.
It is not looking good for Shrimp here. I hope Shrimp has been saving.
Yeah, a couple of rejections here, but gonna need a lot more HP to take care of that, especially at level 21.
Yeah, the boss is going to have a solid 5,000-ish HP around that level.
Yep, there we go.
Oof. Shrimp getting pasted again. That is some sadness here, folks. I hope Shrimp's been saving this time. Please, Shrimp. Okay. Shrimp has been saving the game. And we've got another Storm Dragon sighting here for Ceiling Cat inside the Faux Enix Cave.
Okay, do we have game audio now? Well, I mean, I know you don't, but but hey, there it is. Okay, all right. We have a very quick Storm Dragon dismissal over. Wait a minute, that's a second Storm Dragon dismissal, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There are duplicate bosses enabled in this seed, so we might see the same boss upwards of 5 or 6 times, depending on how the randomization happens.
Well, that's rather convenient as the monsters level up a little bit more, but
yeah,
Ceiling Cat's already in very good shape.
With, an Illumina for defeating the dragon. Sadly, no one in the current party can use it. We know Gogo can. We'll see if Cat figures out that and elects to switch one of the members out for Go-Go or not. You can always go into your inventory and look at the item, and it will tell you who can use the particular piece of gear. As long as you have them recruited, that is.
Mm-hmm.
There's another Genji glove for Sealing Cat.
Sealing Cat is our tracker this evening. We are taking a VOD from her play from just a few hours ago. So we thank her very much for tracking this evening.
Yeah. And for volunteering to have us use her VOD as one of our racers. I don't think was aware was racing tonight, as far as I can tell. There's a Luminous for sale over on Shrimp's side, but Go-Go's still the only character that can wield them.
Fortunately, you have to get 2 more characters, so maybe they'll be able to equip that sword.
You really won't know until you pick them up, but here's hoping. If nothing else, could always give Go-Go a Genji glove and dual wield Illuminance. There's certainly nothing wrong with doing that. On top of being one of the absolute best damage dealing sources in the game, they each do have 50 evade and magic evade. So it becomes pretty hard to hit if you're using 2 of them. Cat's gonna go do the Zozo check here. And Cat wisely reducing her party to 1 member to speed up that little gross Zone Eater encounter.
And now time to get through this. And there, she got caught. She's off to the penalty box.
Usually it's the player who performed the illegal check that gets sent to the penalty box, Game Boy.
Yeah, well, in this game, I'm afraid not.
It's like Blades of Steel, the loser of the fight, the only one to go to the box.
Yeah, that's right. and it's only for 2 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
And that's 2 game minutes, not 2 actual minutes.
Yep.
I mean, periods are only 2 minutes and 40 seconds in Blades of Steel.
Yeah, it's a fun old arcade hockey game for sure. Very different though.
Yes.
Well, Cat's made it past the first hurdle here inside the Zone Eater's belly. Now, just have to make sure you don't get smushed by the ceiling.
Oh! For a second there, I thought she didn't make it, but yeah, she played it with plenty of space to spare.
Yeah, there is a safe spot by the door.
And now time for treasure chest jumping.
Boing, boing. And Shrimp gonna head to Thamasa in the World of Ruin here. Shrimp continuing to just try to get some free chests and shops here. Try to increase his party's survivability through gear would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Shrimp's still at level 3. Shrimp's gonna have to start winning some combat soon to get his character stronger. We've got a Magicite inside the Zone Eater. It's Crusader. You don't want to cast that, but it might have spells on it.
So why don't you want to cast Crusader? Does it just deal damage to everyone?
Yeah, it hits everything on the field, so you're effectively committing seppuku.
Oh.
Looks like Cat's just trying to decide where to go next. Shrimp picks up some of the treasures here inside World of Ruin Thamasa. Looks like Cat's gonna reassemble her chosen A team. Shrimp finds a fire rod in a barrel. Nice little breakable there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Shrimp picks up a couple of rods and some disposable shields and the like. Shrimp could probably manage to scrape through a boss fight even at level 3 here.
Mm-hmm. Moblitz, Sealing Cat's gonna check out Moblitz and gonna fight that boss.
Well, the nice thing about Mobliz is there's a helpful little girl down here who'll tell you what the reward is, so you can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to do it. And in this case, the reward is the Golem Magicite, so I'm pretty sure Cat's going to be giving this thing a go here. Golem,
Hmm.
one of the more desirable Magicites since it blocks physical damage against your whole party.
Now, is
Looks like
that
Cat's going to turn around for now, probably just to save the game. Yeah, just dropping a save there is Cat.
mm-hmm. So,
Shrimp
so
finds a behemoth suit inside of the South Figaro cave.
ooh, earrings. I always like earrings. They always seem to help out a little bit.
Well, earrings boost your magic defense by 25%, and the effect stacks if you use 2 of them. They're the magic version of the Atlas armlet, more or less, except not quite as good with just 1 of them.
Meanwhile,
And look at that, there's a Thunder Rod in the vanilla Thunder Rod chest inside a South Figaro cave for bold shrimp.
gonna
And it's
check
boss
out.
time for shrimp. Let's hope it's something shrimp can take out. Boss time for cat. It's some piranhas, so not really much of a threat for cat, just a time waster. Doulahan a bit more of a concern here for shrimp. Shrimp does have a couple nice breakables though, so might be able to get through here. Unfortunately for shrimp, Doulahan is not an undead boss, and I believe that flag is actually disabled on these settings anyway. You can see that Revivify healing about 2,000. So I think Revivify heals an 1/8 of max HP. So I think that would mean that Doulahan here has about 16,000 hit points. Certainly daunting for a level 3 party. When your pummel's only doing a single point of or 100 points of damage, that's not quite going to get there. Just believe in the heart of the dice, and the dice disappoint.
Meanwhile, Rhizopass got totally slaughtered there over in Ceiling Cat's side, so that's another. That's going to be another Magicite.
Well, actually, there's 2 bosses in Mobliz. So that's just the warm-up fight. We'll see what the next one is.
Oh, excuse me.
That's alright. The more you learn, the more you know.
Oh, it's the Guardian. Oh,
Guardian.
yeah.
Oof, nasty ice 2 is going to clear out most of Shrimp's party. Shrimp just having a rough go of everything right now. If I'm Shrimp, I think I would just try to hunt some randoms and gain a few levels here to try to narrow the power gap between myself and the enemies.
Yeah, I mean, they're still level 21.
Triple 3s from Edgar, and then a poopy roll.
Yep. Yeah, but I think this Guardian is going to be dismissed quite quickly.
Well, the enemies are starting to get up in level there for Cat. We're looking at a level 36 Guardian here. I think in vanilla it's around the 50s, so it's probably got about 30,000 hit points at a guess here.
One Fire Dance coming down, and it didn't do too much, but that's okay. Guardian doesn't seem to be dealing a lot of damage, and if the Guardian doesn't deal a lot of damage, then it's gonna go down eventually.
Yeah, the Guardian has a very dangerous phase in its AI. If it's allowed to get that far, it emulates Dataluma and starts using the throw command on you, which is pretty much a one-hit kill per character. But a couple of beefy rolls from Edgar's dice is going to get Guardian out of the way for Cat.
And now you definitely get the Golem Esper here. Was that one? Was that awarded or was that not awarded? I didn't see. Looks like it. Okay. Yeah, it was awarded. So now the monsters are at level 39 for Ceiling Cat, and yeah, you got a feel for Boiled Shrimp, who has yet to defeat a boss here. All right, so Ceiling Cat now going through Narsh over in the World of Balance to pursue the thief there. And she is continuing to wander through and going to check out the store there. Doesn't pick up anything. Into the relic store is yeah, not much there either. There's that sniper that Jack was talking about earlier. And we're now going to see what Boiled Shrimp's next move is. 66 minutes into this seed.
I had my microphone turned off. I was wondering why he kept talking over me.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. You know, Jack. That is a common rule with commentary. You have to have your mic on in order to be heard.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, what? Okay, so now Ceiling Cat's going to take on Narapa. We saw Boiled Shrimp lose to Narapa earlier, and time to start that 30 seconds to die business, or 20 seconds to die.
Yeah.
What are those numbers?
These are really low countdowns being rolled here against Cat. The countdown can vary, from between about 18 seconds to about 60, I believe, but those are some low numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, Narapa usually doesn't have a lot of hit points, so here's hoping Cat can muscle through this before the characters run out of time. It's like an old NES game. You gotta be fast, or else the game's just like, nah, you're dead.
And we're trying a couple X-Zone attempts, but they haven't been successful.
Haven't hit yet. Accuracy on X-Zone not the greatest, sadly. One of the less reliable ways to inflict the death status. And Cat says, no, enough of that, I'm gonna throw some dice.
Wins at the buzzer. 14,000 points for everyone.
At the buzzer, yep. Umaro and Edgar were about to go down, but just a nice little buzzer beater, and rewarded with the Carbuncle Magicite.
Also got Genji armor? So there were 2 items there?
I kind of forget how that spot works, so I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what causes the NPC with the item to be there. And looking at chat, I don't think I'm the other person. Oh, it's the backup item from the weapon shop in the World of Ruin is what it is. Okay, I was wondering about that.
Oh.
Well, Cat gonna press on to the top of the Narsh Mountains, complete the chase with the thief, and maybe give the Kefka and Narsh little mini war a try.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Blizz for Boiled Shrimp. Gonna keep checking the shops here. I'm not sure if there's any particular piece of gear that Shrimp is trying to find right now, or just looking for anything helpful in particular.
Now she's gonna make that choice, and she's gonna get rewarded with a Magicite, if I recall.
Yeah, I think it was Starlit from this spot.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember, it had Meteor and Quick and Cure 3 on it. Were the highlights?
Yeah, I tell you what, she's on a roll.
Yeah, looking at 6, 6, and 3 now for Cat, I believe.
Yep, 15 of the 27 required items, so doing very
Making
well.
good progress here. Shrimp trying to raise some gil here, selling some of the less desirable equipments out of his inventory. And Cat is going to try the Narsh War. We know that the boss here was Welk, so that's certainly a winnable encounter for Ceiling Cat at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just a matter of how long is it going to take. That Welk is going to be level 45, so it's going to have a sizable chunk of HP. But that's about all it's going to have. It's not really going to be much of a threat.
Just don't attack the shell.
Some Dragoon Boots, so Shrimp can make a jumper with Dragoon Boots and Dragoon Horn now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dragoon Horn allowing you to perform a jump multiple times in one turn.
Yep, randomly gives you 1 to 3 extra jumps. Very nice accessory. I'm assuming Shrimp gave the boots and the horn to Locke, so I'm assuming Locke would be Shrimp's character that has that Pearl Lance on right now, because that would certainly be the optimal setup for it, since spears get a big damage boost from jump.
There is one little issue as with Ceiling Cat is that Umaro's in the party.
That's not as big of a deal as you might think, as the enemies have their vanilla moves, so it's only a weak Mega Bolt if Umaro attacks the shell. That's certainly something the party can survive at this point.
Groo!
And it certainly helps if Umaro elects to attack the right target, doing pretty beefy damage with his physical there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but unfortunately, Umaro just keeps attacking. At this rate, the shell's gonna run out of hit points.
I think the shell has the maximum possible hit points at 65,000, so I wouldn't count on that.
well, we've got about maybe 10,000 gone already. So,
well, got a max roll out of the dice earlier. Yeah, well, still clinging to life there. We did mention it would have a ton of health. It had at least 20,000, but it goes down. And here we go. Shrimp with some Dragoon Boots equipped, and find some perfectly beatable enemies here. And this is perhaps a solid spot for Shrimp to gain some levels, as there is that healing spring right behind him.
Oh, got one down. Yeah, I think this is going to be a win. We got the Odin summon from Stealing Cat.
So that's Esper number 7 for Cat Tata.
And Boiled Shrimp's on the board.
Boiled Shrimp's on the board, defeats some enemies, and that's going to boost his level significantly, those 2,000 experience points. Probably up to level 8 or 9 already.
Yeah, level 9 it turns out.
Yeah, so Shrimp's just tripled his damage output in one battle. Got some spells that are being learned there. So if I'm Shrimp, I think I take these battles until I'm level 15 or so, and then take another try at the Dullahan. It's probably what I would do here.
Mm-hmm.
Still a few levels lower than the Dullahan, but toughen your offense and hit points from before. Oh, it's a random boss, and not a random boss you want to see. Those 4, which isn't necessarily a difficult battle, but you get sneezed out at the end, so this isn't going to give Boiled Shrimp any rewards at all. No experience, magic points, or gold. Just a time waster here.
Wow, I saw an 810 followed by an 81.
That would be because Shrimp is jumping with fixed dice.
Oh.
Very unusual strategy, but at least with the jump, you're out of harm's way.
Yeah, which definitely was needed there with those darn tentacles.
Yeah. Luckily, this Ultros really doesn't have much in terms of defense stats, so he can go down pretty quickly. But the real fight begins now with oh, geez, what's his name? Chupon? Chupon.
Yeah, Chupon.
I kept wanting to say Fimbaba for some reason, but that's a different boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Ceiling Cat's not going to challenge Dullahan. And,
Ceiling Cat a little bit better prepared for this fight at this point, I dare say.
mm-hmm. Yeah, already 5,600 points gone, so I don't think Dullahan's gonna last much longer.
Most likely not. We're probably looking at every boss having in the 30 to 40,000 hit point range at this point on the leveling curve. Oh, Cat electing to cast an Ice 3 spell with Terra. That's a poor decision here. The boss absorbs ice, so going to heal it up a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, then promptly deals 2,400 damage. I think she's fine.
Cancel it out. Probably the best choice here would be the Fire Dance Blitz, since the boss is weak to Fire Elemental.
Rather weak Cure 2.
Also, using a lot of physical attacks with Mog, but Mog hanging out on the back row.
Okay, here comes the Fire Dance.
There's a nice big roll from Boiled Shrimp's Lock against Chupon.
And Dullahan goes down. Meanwhile, we're still fighting Ultros over on Boiled Shrimp's side.
Yeah, Shrimp trying to gain some levels here, but with 20% bosses included in the random shuffle can be a little dicey at times. This definitely is a winnable fight for Shrimp, doing much better than in previous battles we've seen. And there it is, there's the sneeze. So Shrimp is going to win that battle, and unfortunately no experience or anything gained. And Cat's reward from the check looks like it was Selly's.
Another needed character.
Yeah, and Cat's put Selly's into the party. And is going to unequip Edgar's dice and so forth from the airship. Looks like Mog can use the dice as well. So I think Mog is going to become the new dicer of the team. Dice, dice, baby.
Yeah, the new dice roller. And Cele's can equip a Bone Club.
Bone Club, nothing special about that weapon. Selly's an attractive choice, though, because she's got one of the better innate magic powers. And unfortunately not able to equip that Illumina. So Cat still has an Illumina sitting around that no one's making any use of right now.
Mm-hmm. We just saw Boiled Shrimp learn Meteor. I think Boiled Shrimp wants to do
more options here.
Gonna go. Here we go.
Going forward at level 11. I think Shrimp might be able to pull this off with some good rolls from Locke's dice, and if Shrimp's willing to bust open that fire rod for some big damage on the boss here, might be able to squeeze this one out.
You know what's great about being at level 11? It's a prime number, therefore you are immune to level question mark anything.
Well, level question mark Pearl is actually based on the last digit of your gold points total. So if you had your gold points ending in 1, every level would work for level question mark Pearl.
What?
Yeah, it's a weird spell.
Oh, Go-Go goes down, but that's all right. Got a 0 or an absorb after that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice jump.
Electing to blitz. Oh, there we go. There's a nice big roll.
$5,000.
Yeah. Fortunately, that Aura Bolt not doing much. Even though it's an undead-looking enemy, it's not weak to Holy, just fire here.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like Shrimp's going to continue to use the Aura Bolt with Terra here. But let's face it, Shrimp's strategy here is Dragoon Boots jump with Lock to get more fixed dice rolls and hope for the best, really.
Mm-hmm.
So far, one good roll and a whole bunch of disappointment, but at least Lock's staying in the air and avoiding unnecessary damage from the boss.
Smack.
And Cat has picked up Murder Child in the South Figaro basement, so now Mog's being kicked to the curb, and now Murder Child is the new Dicer.
Oh, 99, come on. Wow, these are really horrendous rolls.
Yep. Patheticness all across the board there.
Even with 4 jumps.
Yeah, the dice are a gambler's weapon.
Okay, there's the health.
Yeah, just keeping Lock on the ground for that to get topped up after that physical put him into critical stats. Gotta keep Lock alive here if you're Shrimp. Lock is basically your biggest hope to winning this battle, since Shrimp seemingly unwilling to break any rods at this point in the race here.
Some better rolls here. Another 1,200 points of damage, up to about 7,000 so far, something like that.
We're maybe halfway there. Come on, Shrimp, you can do it.
Oh, down goes Go-Go.
Yeah, Go-Go lacking the armor that the other characters have. He does have that ice shield on Terra, though, so she's going to be quite sturdy in this fight, mercifully. The only thing that's going to take her out is probably a critical physical strike from the boss.
We've got a Ghost Train over on Ceiling Cat's side, over at that one cave.
And more importantly, Terra has Blitz. Does Ceiling Cat give us what we want? Cat, please!
Oh, incorrect Blitz input.
No!
This Ghost Train's hitting kind of hard here.
Well, the Ghost Train is level 54. Scale very potently with level. Tulahan is down. Shrimp gets it done at last.
Woohoo!
Shrimp over the hump, defeats his first boss finally.
Yeah, that's good.
10,000 experience is going to go a long way to getting his characters up to par. Those magic points are going to unlock some spells. And Shrimp is rewarded with Sellies. Things are starting to look up for Shrimp here.
Yeah, now level 14 here.
Yeah. And Shrimp's going to swap out Go-Go for Sellies. The allure of her magic power and that sword tech command, pretty strong.
Ooh,
Not
Sellies
particularly
is...
interested in Go-Go's Illumina use at this point, it seems.
Time's up for Umaru, so he'll have to have a rest for a little bit.
He's just sleeping. He'll be all right. Terra, that wasn't suplex. What are you doing? You're letting everyone down here, Ceiling Cat.
You're winning a battle. That's what you're doing. 17,000 experience points. That's a nice haul. Gonna gain another level and a Genji glove. So unfortunately, that check didn't quite work out.
Nope, that's a dead end check there. And when you've already got 2 or 3 Genji gloves kicking around, you're pretty unimpressed with yet another one.
Meanwhile, Chaos Lord has disqualified Ceiling Cat for failing to suplex the train.
You see, it's not too often that you have a character with Blitz and run into the train in the random. When the stars align like that, you have to go for it.
I just use a Phoenix down and call it a day.
It's complete random bosses. There may be more Phantom Trains in the future. Cat may still have a chance to redeem herself. And looks like Cat's going to elect to pick up the extra treasures here on Esper Mountain, just for kicks, see if there's anything good there. And Boiled Shrimp has picked up the Murder Child inside of South Figaro.
Alright, so things starting to look up for Boiled Shrimp. Got 9 of the required 27 elements.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind for Shrimp, though, is that a couple of free characters like that does boost the progression, and his party's still at level 17, so about 10 levels lower than the enemies. So want to make sure you have some solid defensive options at this point, as the enemies are going to start hitting particularly hard.
Mm-hmm.
The boosted HP at this level should offer some survivability against most things, though, at the very least.
Warpstone. Not much of a find there. There's that offering.
Well, it's a useful consumable, but well, at this point, I think Kat actually knows the warp spell on one of her characters.
Yeah, so that kind of doesn't do it.
Less important there. Offering for sale, but Kat not going for that right away, at least. Wonder if Kat is going to pair the offering with the dice for some more rolls. Frankly, Kat has been getting some very good fixed dice luck so far in this race.
Yeah, Genji glove and an offering for a whole lot of rolling.
That's 8 attack per turn.
Yeah, I mean,
probably takes close to half a minute to resolve that many dice rolls. I think a fixed dice attack takes 3 seconds to roll the dice and deal the damage. So not necessarily good time wise, but with 8 rolls, you're probably going to get at least one roll that's going to be hitting the max damage area.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Kat heading over to Vector now. Doesn't want to pledge her allegiance to the Empire. Why?
Why? Some extra experience. Why not?
Well, extra experience and defeating this battle unlocks a free heal point. So I think that is the main reason for Kat's choice here. Shrimp just deciding where to go next, looks like. Shrimp suddenly has quite a few options with 7 characters. That's a lot of gating taken care of right there. We've got a zombie realm, but not going to matter as another fire dance takes out the flowers. Sally's going to pick up a nice little ice spell and a free heal. Whoop whoop!
Yay!
What do we got in the weapon shop here?
Yeah, I didn't see much.
There's an air anchor for sale, but we haven't seen anyone with tools just yet. There's certainly a lot of nice weapons available between all the stores. We've seen everything from Valiant Knives to Ragnaroks. Just a matter of which characters can actually use the stuff in this seed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's probably the most desirable accessory in a seed like this with randomized equipment permissions. There's a merit award available in the shop in World of Balance and IKEA. That merit award lets you equip anything.
Oh.
So, here that Shrimp has sitting around can suddenly be put on one character for some overwhelming offense and defense. And looks like Shrimp is just trying to raise the funds to pick up that merit award. Relatively affordable at about 24,000 gold, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think very soon we'll be seeing a character sporting an Illumina, some Genji armor. See exactly what Shrimp elects to do with it here. Ooh, a gem box and a chest for Secret Chat.
I also saw a ribbon.
Ribbon, a nice defensive accessory for sure, and gonna go hog wild with Selly's here. So Selly's packing all the good stuff now.
Ooh, running shoes is also nice. A permanent haste.
Yeah, haste status is definitely good. It's not as good as you think it is in this game, unless you're deliberately taking advantage of ATB manipulation by hiding inside your menus. Because, well, once the character's gauge is full, and you command them to do a thing, they still have to wait until it's their turn to do a thing if there's other actions happening on the field.
Oh.
So, ATB manipulation is important for that. If you're hiding inside the menus, ATB time in the battle doesn't pass. So that's the real way to get your characters more turns over the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Shrimp heading back to Narsh, and I think that Narapa I think we're gonna get a little bit of revenge here for Shrimp at long last.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Ceiling Cat just wandering through, picking up the rest of the boxes. Didn't see anything of note, but what we will be seeing is a boss.
Yeah, we've got a Narapper for Shrimp, and we'll see what Cat runs into in just a moment here.
But first, we're gonna save.
Always a good choice. Well, Locke was able to jump over the Condemned, so no countdown for Locke in this battle for Shrimp.
Oh,
And Realm immune to death with her Memento Ring.
Is that another Guardian? Oh, yeah, I guess it is, because you mentioned that.
Yeah.
You mentioned
there
possible
we go. There's
duplicates.
some great rolls on Locke's jumpy dice. So Narappa down for Shrimp.
There's
And,
Carbuncle.
Realm coming with Natural Magic Bolt 3. Very nice when you're fighting a gigantic mech. Mechs don't like lightning. And Ceiling Cat making use of the Stunner Sword tech. Probably for the best because they don't let you do that no more.
Yeah, pretty much Guardian's going down once again. Oh, Ultros' battle program.
Yeah, this isn't the scary one. Ultros mostly ink and tentacle attacks. If it gets to Dadaluma, that's when you're in trouble because it starts busting out throw. And at this level of enemy, throw is basically a guaranteed max damage hit, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with a boss defeated for Shrimp and the Carbuncle Esper obtained, we're going to see where Shrimp's off to next. Looks like a World of Ruin Narsh. Maybe it's time for a Shrimp to take on a dragon. Oh no, Shrimp coming back to get the items here due to that lengthy death that was experienced earlier, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Shrimp takes a little nap inside the dude's bed right in front of him. Showing the best possible guest manners. And choice between the Ice Shield and Genji armor, Shrimp takes the Ice Shield.
Meanwhile, the Guardian said, "Be confused" to Realm, and Realm was like, "No, I'd rather just take a nap."
It threw a rock. That was impolite, Guardian.
Yeah, this Guardian seems to be a little bit more difficult than the previous one. Thanks to the...
It's only about 20 levels higher than the previous Guardian was.
Hmm.
Yeah, so back to the regular Guardian attack script for a couple of turns here. So we're back to Magitech kind of moves.
Yep, Tech Bissell is not that bad.
It's a percentage-based move, so it's a fourth of the character's hit points.
And the Guardian goes down. Another nice victory there by Ceiling Cat.
Indeed. And Shrimps head back to World of Balance Narsh, so I think it's time to beat up on a Welk here, would be my assumption.
Yeah, and additionally, it looks like gonna pick up that Genji armor.
Genji armor as well, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cat's rewarded with a Valiant Knife for defeating the boss there. Very interesting weapon. The question is, can any of these characters make use of it? Celes can. Just Celes out of this party of four.
Mm-hmm. And gonna switch Espers here, and gonna move on to the next objective.
Yep. Still a few more bosses left in the Magitech factory, assuming Cat elects to go the entire way through.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a situation where Cat beats the next boss and then warps out, as Cat already has 8 characters, and the last check in Magitech factory can provide a character, so it might be a dead end. We'll see what Cat decides to do. Hairband from a chest, that's, well, I guess it looks nice if you wear it. I wouldn't really call it equipment.
Is that a vanilla number 24 there?
Yeah, it is vanilla number 24. Well, we've got a confused Terra, but she absorbs that fire element with her Minerva, so her sword doing no damage, and she knocks herself out of it.
Oh. Wow, this number 24 is dealing all the confusion here.
That is its chosen element to hit the party with, for sure.
Oh.
Ooh, that's bad. That is bad. Full party stopka from a confused Celes. Luckily, Terra and Umaro are still mobile here for Sealing Cat.
We got a wall change. Yeah, 5,000 damage is really nice.
Yeah, I think Umaro could probably shred this thing on his own with little issue here. Cat wisely ignoring any elemental damage and just opting to use defense ignoring physicals with Terra's Pummel and Umaro's Tackle.
All right, here's some fixed dice, and that's good. Those are two good rolls. Goodbye. Unfortunately, it looks like Boiled Shrimp ran into was that the basically did not run into the boss there, and all these life shavers, which is like my most despised ability from a monster. And Jack, you called it. It's a warp stone, and
my mic was off again.
I didn't catch the reward on that previous boss. Was that a Magicite?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I forget which one as I was trying to talk, and then wait a minute, my mic's off again. See, I like to mute my mic whenever I'm having a drink so you don't hear any gross gargling noises and the like, but sometimes I forget to turn it back on.
Madawin was the reward. Thank you, Sealing Cat.
Well, Boiled Shrimp having a bit of a go here. While the undead boss's flag is on, that doesn't apply to enemies, so if Shrimp wanted to, could make use of those Phoenix Downs in inventory to get rid of those undeads much quicker. Is electing to just cut his losses and run away now.
And it's walk time.
It's Welk time, yep.
And it's also Locke going to sleep time.
It's alright, Shrimp found a shop that sells Phoenix Downs. So Shrimp has the ability to revive characters now.
Alright, we have random mosses here, and whoa, those are interesting monsters there.
A couple of Magitech enemies from Kefka's Tower.
You never see these monsters because you always Moogle charm through them.
That's kind of the default. I'm hoping we can get some seeds where Moogle Charm isn't the default, because there's a lot of really interesting regular encounters in this game as well, but I'm sure the requirements would have to be tweaked to keep it at a reasonable time frame, since, the more battles you add, the longer the seed's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And, looks like Cat's electing to take care of the enemies here and gain some extra experience, and why not, really? These are some of the least threatening enemies from the Kefka's Tower pack.
Yeah, but that level 3 flare is, or level 4 flare is destroying Celes here.
Yep, Celes not of a desired level for this particular encounter, sadly. Attacking from the back row again is Cat. Another groove for Shrimp here, but the Shrimp 2020 Finale Revenge Tour is definitely in full swing here, with Narapa gone and Welk next on the hit list.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be a bit of Esper shuffling here for Cat to try to get more level 3s on the characters.
Well, we do have a little bit of a concern over at Cat's side. She's down to 3 minutes on the clock here.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little close here if you run into too many more of these rats and don't start fleeing the battles. At least that one was a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple
Yeah.
and different compared to the previous.
Yeah, she might have 2 more battles, and she's got to go through this again.
Doesn't have to, can run away. See if Cat remembers that battles are escapable, but Cat electing to fight through it again here.
We do have a defeat of Welk over on Boiled Shrimp's side. Well done.
Shrimp clawing his way back to contention here. If you look at the overall totals, Shrimp isn't completely out of this yet, truthfully. A couple of quick pickups could get Shrimp pretty close to even again here. With that Odin Esper, right now only 4 Espers and 1 character behind Cat. And, well, 3 dragons as well, but a couple of the dragons are going to be on the way to other objectives. And the ones that aren't are, well, pretty easy to get in, kill, and get out.
A much quicker kill of that last battle there by Cat.
Yeah, Cat shuffling Espers around here. Clock ticking while this is happening. Maybe not the best time for it.
Oh, okay.
And another battle. The way will be clear after this, but a minute 20 on the clock. It's going to be interesting. Cat was thinking about running, but looks like is going to fight this out after all.
Oh no, smoke bomb. I saw smoke bomb.
Going for the guaranteed escape. Probably a good choice, as the Kefka tower enemies usually take a little bit longer to run away from while they're pounding on you.
Yep.
So Cat is going to beat the time limit and get to the boss fight inside of the Opera House. What's it going to be?
Well, first we have to do some bad acting.
Yep. We have to have Terra show off her awful acting skills.
Alright, here's our competition. Dadaluma!
You know, Dadaluma surprisingly can be a threatening boss when its level is scaled this high. That shockwave tickling Umaro, but Dadaluma does have access to the throw command if you use too many attacks based off of the fight or magic command. I think 5 of them, he'll start using throw attacks, which, as we mentioned, are pretty much guaranteed max damage at this point in the level scaling. So even those couple of poison rods that were tossed there, those count as from the magic skill set. But using Blitz and Sword Tech with Terran Celes, so those aren't going to add up and put Dadaluma towards throwing. That Bolt 3 will. Get some good damage off of it, though.
And down he goes.
Didn't get a chance to throw, so Dadaluma going to be a pushover. Offering found for boiled shrimp inside of the vanilla chainsaw chest inside Zozo.
And this is also important. 30,000 gold. Hmm?
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if Shrimp should probably switch lock over from jumping to just straight up offering with those dice. If that is the chosen method of offense here for Shrimp now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Shrimp does have Celes packing in Illumina now, so dice becoming far less important for Shrimp at this point. And there's a Raiden Esper for Sealing Cat. Teaches Life 2, which is certainly a welcome insurance option. And there's Genji Glove number 5, I think, on the seed, found by Shrimp, climbing up the tower in Zozo. boss fight at the top of Zozo is the Three Stooges.
Oh, the best boss fight ever. Ugh.
Not a pleasant one, but if you know their weaknesses, it's plenty abusable. Typically, you want to get the top stooge first because it will revive the other ones with life too.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know what the weaknesses are if you because the top one is red, so weak to fire. The bottom two are blue and yellow, and they're weak to ice and lightning.
Nope, those are the elements they absorb.
It's the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Strike that, reverse that.
Most interestingly, actually, the stooge on the left, Larry, is vulnerable to instant death. So if you're spamming a death move on him, Celes gets a little stoned up there. You can trick the top stooge into just casting life 2 on him over and over again. So you're effectively fighting one boss until you get the top one down. Then the other one will stay down from the death spell. So that's usually the preferred way of taking out the stooges if you don't have a lot of mass AoE damage.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Shrimp doesn't have any softs in store, so Shrimp down to 3 characters for the remainder of the fight here.
And Celes just got muted.
Well, if nothing else, Celes can at least tank quite a bunch of hits that aren't going to affect the rest of the party. Anyway, with one stooge down, really think Shrimp, despite being down a character, should be able to pull out the W on this one.
Mm-hmm. Winning percentage going up quickly as Cat's equipped 2 Ragnaroks.
Well, Celes can use those Ragnaroks. Well, she's a force to be reckoned with now. Cat finally gives Terra a shield. And looks like Cat's going to keep that Flame Saber on, probably for the +2 magic would be my assumption, as it's a pretty outdated weapon at this point.
Now, what is Cat's next move going to be?
Looks like Cat's heading towards Jador. So maybe going to go into Owzer's house and or try the auction house.
No, I've always
shops, of course.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've always thought that the auction house seemed to take a really long time to find the.
It's random. It's random, is what it is.
Yeah.
In the world of Ruin, at least the proper rewards are more tilted to show up. There's a nice hero ring in the jar for Sealing Cat. Nice damage boosting accessory. But yeah, theoretically, you can just get Imp Robot after Imp Robot forever in the auction house, and most runners are not a fan of going there, but when all you need for requirements is Espers, it's not necessarily a bad choice. Got some level 30 magics inside the first painting in Owzer's house here. Cat's just gonna toss a smoke bomb and say, yeah, not worth it, no experience.
Yep.
Down to 1 stooge now for Shrimp.
Looking really good.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, especially with those fixed dice rolls. Ouch.
Yeah, nice jump rolls there. So stooge is down for Shrimp. And Shrimp's power starting to increase significantly here. So Shrimp's gonna be able to beat a lot more bosses than we saw him struggling with throughout the first hour of the seed now.
Mm-hmm. We're going to be fighting a couple neck hunters now.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Quadra Slice. Boom.
Cat going for the Quadra Slice instead of the double Ragnarok swing. Both valid options, though.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a lot of money. $57,000. Woohoo! What would you do with 50?
Buy whatever you want with that.
Yeah. I mean, forget saving the world. I'm going to buy a Lamborghini.
Well, there's character number 8 for Shrimp, another sword tech user in Shadow. And Shadow unlocks a good amount of checks. And we've got another character spotted here for Cat. Unfortunately, character definitely not needed at this point. It is Gao, who has 2 random commands, so might have something nice there, might not. Boss, certainly a pushover. Ultros #1.
Now, does that count against you in the progression rules?
It does. If you gather additional characters and espers over the requirements, the enemies will still get some progressive scaling out of it. However, when you're at this point, the difference between fighting level 60 enemies and level 90 enemies is a lot less significant than when you're fighting level, say, 12 enemies and level 15 enemies.
Ah.
Because the hit points from the scaling do cap at the game's internal value, 65, 535. So there's a point where enemies don't get more durable. They do get more powerful, though, but as long as you have offense and you can take them out, you don't have to worry too much. This is definitely a randomizer that favors offense over defense.
Mm-hmm.
At least towards the later stages. Early on, when you're low level, defense can get you out of quite a few tight spots. And Cat is going to try the auction house.
Oh, no, she's not.
At least not immediately. Just check to see if there were glowing stones available. Might drop a save and use the reset strats if it doesn't show up.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. So.
But then again, Cat still needs 3 espers, so he's going to have to do other checks anyway. So it looks like Cat's going to leave for now and keep that knowledge in the back of her mind. If she decides, well, I only need 1 more, maybe I'll try the auction house.
Mm-hmm. So
Shrimp picking up some more Phoenix downs. And Shrimp's going to get the free check at Gao's dad's house. It's a dragon horn. Not of particular use to Shrimp at this point, though he does have some nice lances. He could make a pretty potent jumper at this point if he elected to.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like we're going to check out the Serpent Trench over on Cat's side.
Not the most popular places for a lot of runners to check. I personally don't mind it. If you take the optimal path, it's 4 battles, and in this seed, all battles are escapable, so really it's a minute and a half at most if you escape from everything.
Dante!
Yeah.
Yeah,
And looking to fight his Cat. For anyone curious, this Dante is actually an undead enemy, so Revivify or Phoenix Down will one-shot it, as we have Shrimp heading up to the floating continent. Shrimp runs into a couple pteranodons, however you pronounce that. These elite river enemies actually have a really good experience to level ratio compared to most other enemies in the game, so should be a nice chunk of change experience-wise for Shrimp from winning this battle.
Meanwhile, we have a Serpent Trench battle over there with over in Cat's side.
Yeah, and Cat making great use of that stunner tech to wipe the field in record time. Pteranodon's down for Shrimp, and yeah, as I mentioned, that's a nice chunk of change there for a regular battle at this scale, a level 8,000.
And just skipping all the extra caves, you don't necessarily need those treasures anymore.
Well, the second cave is a much longer walk than the first one, and electing to take the first cave actually skips a battle. It's much faster to walk through the first cave than get into an extra battle going through the trench. The encounters in the trench are all at fixed locations.
Oh.
So the optimal path is to go into the first room, and if you don't need the chest, just walk right through it, and then skip the second cave, as going through that cave doesn't skip an encounter, and it's much longer to walk through. And also only has 1 treasure chest. Well, we've got a chaser battle here for Ceiling Cat. This is a prime example of a time-waste encounter. Once you defeat the chaser, a few trappers will show up to join the fight, so this one takes a little longer. And Cat, perhaps not aware that unlike the Illumina, the Ragnarok is not back row compatible, so Celius' damage getting cut in half on both the swing and the proc using those Ragnaroks from the back row.
A nice air blade there to knock out that last trapper, and How much experience was that? 13,000? Oh, for a second there I thought it was 136, and I'm like, whoa!
Those aren't Gigantos. Nope. But yeah, every battle is going to be quite a significant amount of experience for Cat at this point. I mean, her scaling's really high now. I think looks like level 63 enemies. Just a Ninja Shield for the trench, so dead
Unlucky.
check. I mean, a very nice defensive item, but not really getting you progress. And when you're sitting at a level in the 50s, and you already have some pretty nice gear, I think you're really just focused on progress at this point. Don't need too much more in terms of power to be able to clear the game.
Now, we haven't been noticing the stat power-ups for the Espers. You played this, C. Did you notice anything of note?
Well, I've stopped paying attention to stat bonuses from Espers because level's way more important than your stats are in Final Fantasy VI. But just from peeking around as Cat's been shuffling Espers around, it looks like probably the most noteworthy was an HP plus 30 on level up.
Which would be very good if you use the Atma weapon.
It'd be better for a Valiant Knife user, actually. The Atma weapon just penalizes you for not having max health, whereas the Valiant Knife grants a bonus. There's no bonus granted from the Atma weapon. It's just very strong at higher levels, unless you're on low health.
Huh.
Yeah, the best use for an Atma weapon in the randomizer is to sell it for a cool 20 to 30,000 gil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's usually how I win casually. It's like, oh yeah, offering an X fight and just slash Kefka 8 times with the Atma weapon for 80,000 damage, which it's gonna do any monster in.
Yeah. Well, Cat taking a little detour here to pick up the Bum Rush Blitz move. So at this level, that's guaranteed max damage on absolutely anything. So, while the cutscene's, I think, about a minute and a half to get it, the damage output will probably equalize it throughout the course of the rest of the run. Mm-hmm. But another interesting thing, too, is that I think you get Bum Rush from natural leveling at 71. And on a longer seed like this, it's not impossible to reach that number just by playing through the game and keeping your party consistent. But that's at level 71. Right now, Cat's level 50, and Cat wants the Bum Rush.
Yep.
So after a little sparring session here with Master Roshi, Sealing Cat is going to learn the fabled Kamehameha technique.
No, I thought that was Aura Bolt.
Aura Bolt looks more like a Final Flash to me.
Oh.
Pardon me for a moment. I just need to refill my water here. My throat's getting a little dry.
We got a boss over in Boiled Shrimp. It's the Magi Master, which immediately throws a bolt too. Oof. I'm gonna immediately berserk that, which is a great move. The Magi Master always normally on top of the Fanatics Tower, so now all the Magi Master can do is fight. And there's the health, and that's looking pretty good now. Alright, meanwhile, Sealing Cat, World of Ruin, Narsh. She is going to try to fight the Tritalk boss here. Gonna equip a Behemoth suit first. Ooh, that Quadra Slam is not very good against the Magi Master. Only 4 damage. Oh, there were some good rolls there on that jump. All right, gonna fight that goddess from earlier.
Rematch time for Cat looks like against Goddess. And Shrimp beating away on Magimaster here. I don't see any wall changes, so I'm assuming Shrimp had access to Berserk and used that. Yeah, he's attacking physically, so Berserk definitely the power play against the Magimaster here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shrimp perhaps not aware that Magimaster has just about maximum physical defense, and Tech 4 doesn't ignore defense, so that's going to be just a string of ones from this Quadra Slam, sadly.
Well,
Be much better off just using Tech 1 Dispatches that ignores defense.
oh, we got a winner. That's
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yep, that's gonna add a lot of experience. Meanwhile, that love token over at Cat's side nailed Umaru, and which is perfect.
Yeah. Yep. And enough level 3 ice magic to get it done against Goddess all the same. And we've just got a tunnel armor here for the second boss for Boiled Shrimp, so this should be no problem whatsoever.
Ifrit is the Magicite, and will Cat go further? Got 2 more Magicite required.
Yeah, well, we know Umaru Spot isn't a character because we didn't see anyone peeking out of the little hole in World of Balance Nurse. So definitely worth going forward to see if it is an Esper or not. And this is a check where you can, to an extent, have an idea if it's an Esper or not, because it'll ask you if you want to take either the item out of the carving, the Esper out of the carving, or touch the carving, which means it's a character. So if you know exactly what you're looking for, which in this case Cat does, she could just see what the text prompt says and opts not to fight the boss and leave right away. Tunnel armor down for Shrimp. Shrimp's going to make landfall on the floating continent and get the first of 3 reward spots.
Oh, there it is. Magicite.
That's
Siren.
what Cat...
Floating continent now for Boiled Shrimp.
Esper.
And we have a hide-in fight over here.
And the Haydenites.
Hide-in and the Hide-in Knights. Little fire dance. That's some pretty nice damage there.
Yeah, scaling working in the boss's favor, though, as his minions are going to have quite a bit of health here. And truthfully, you don't want to take all those minions out, because that will unlock Hayden's ability to cast Grand Train, and at this level, that might be a party wipe. So here's hoping Cat doesn't kill all the minions and run into that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Cat still has Cellys on the back row with those Ragnaroks, so I'm guessing Cat doesn't know that it's only Illumina, not Ragnarok, that's back row compatible.
So in a way, the fire dance is really good because it heals one of the Haydenites.
Yeah, you can guarantee that it's not going to go down, and if you're using that as your only AoE attack, it should be fine.
Oh, watch out.
Mara's a little uncontrollable here. You probably don't want him to take out all the little dudes there.
Mm-hmm.
Got some poison. We've seen a lot of poison status in this seed, so a lot of bosses with access to that bad status, looks like.
Ooh. Well, looks like we're...
Boy, I hope Biden goes down here.
Yep.
Oh, that was close.
Ah. Wow.
Cat gets done with those double back row Ragnaroks, so no Grand Train to send the party to the afterlife there, thankfully.
Yep. So Cat beats the buzzer again as... So now, yep, as we mentioned before, one more Magicite remaining.
Yeah, just one more Esper for Cat and 2 more dragons. So Cat would have to get the dragon, let's see... The dragon in Fnatic's tower, and
Can go to Mount Zozo.
I'm trying to think of which dragon Cat didn't do. The Opera House, I think. Cat hasn't been to yet and defeated the dragon there.
Yeah, she can go to Mount Zozo, can't she?
Mount Zozo is locked behind Cyan, so she can't go to that one. But mercifully, you only need 7 dragons, not the 8. So take out those 2 dragons, and then there's 2 dragons on the path in Kefka's tower, and those are typically 2 that'll always be included in a dragon count in these races.
So did you have so you want some more goddess, right? Well, too bad. You're gonna get more goddess anyway.
This is goddess what? The 3rd goddess we've seen now, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
There's been a lot of her, that's for sure.
It's kind of like my Final Fantasy
ran over to the auction house to get this last Esper. Hopefully.
Oh, bingo!
First try, very nice.
Beautiful.
There's a big max damage jump roll for Shrimp against this goddess. Remember, Shrimp's enemy scaling still a hair under 40, so that max damage is probably about a third of the boss's total life, I would assume. Or estimate, rather. Using a holy attack against Goddess is just going to heal that, unfortunately. Orbolt, not the best choice here.
And that will conclude the mandatory Espers.
Yeah, so just a couple of dragon kills for Cat, and then she is off to Kefka's tower.
Boom. 1,000 damage to Terra there.
It's a bit of a pain, but she tanks that Bolt 3 like a champ and just keeps on going, dancing fire around.
Goodbye, Goddess.
Yeah, a couple of big 5,000 damage rolls, and that's all she wrote for that Goddess. So another boss down for Shrimpy. And we've got Opera House for Cat, so this will be dragon number 4. We'll see which one it is momentarily.
Unicorn Magicite at the end of the floating continent, so that was worth it.
Absolutely, that puts Shrimp up to 6 Magicites. Now the question is, does Shrimp keep going for the last check on the continent, or does Shrimp jump back down and go elsewhere?
You want another Storm Dragon? Too bad you got another one.
Yes, we do. I think this is the 3rd Storm Dragon.
Yeah,
now?
it's the 3rd Storm Dragon.
Storm Dragon and 1 Dirts that we've seen so far.
Yeah, I swear this is like this Final Fantasy randomizer seed I played quite recently, where all the spike tiles were like 9 gray imps.
Well, at least it's a really easy battle. Well, Storm Dragon is weak to lightning, so I don't think it's going to be long for this world with all those Bolt 3s, and indeed, it's gone. And it's gone!
Yep. Cat definitely hit a home run on that battle.
Yeah. Shrimp gets yeeted by Kefka, and now we're on to a timed escape sequence here. Doing a bit of shuffling of equipment here. Would have preferred to see Shrimp shuffle the equipment before triggering the timer, but only 10 seconds gone, and with Moogle Charm on, I think there's only 2 forced encounter tiles here.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a boss at the end, and that could take a ton of time. We never know here. Timer, potentially a nasty enemy here. Pretty easy battle here. Shrimp looks like Shrimp's going to fight it out instead of running away. And Cat's going to get ambushed by Doomgaze. Just a number 128, so pretty much an HP sponge and not much else at this point.
Ooh, nice roll. 2 of them. Say goodbye to 20,000 hit points right there.
Yeah, that'll cut a nice chunk of health off right off the bat.
And the flare proc as a special bonus.
Yeah. Cat, please move Cellus to the front row. She'd do so much more damage. Can't stop the bum rush. It's a wrap up. Remember, kinda, sorta, not really.
Well, we've already knocked out almost 40,000 hit points, so not much more to go.
Well, we've got a power move on Shrimp here. Has Terra with an Aura Lance, Dragoon Boots, and Dragon Horn, so she makes mincemeat out of that giant with a nice quadruple jump. Terra targeting the wrong portion of the boss with Bum Rush, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that's RNG for you.
It certainly is.
Oh, another 2 great rolls and goodbye number 128.
Yep, number 128. You showed up and wasted about 2 minutes of Cat's time here. Thanks for that, I suppose.
Bursk.
Just a crummy old Magicite disposable in the chest, and Shrimp's got 3.5 minutes to take out number 128. Dual boss in different locations on here.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Those jump commands going to target at random here, unfortunately, but Selly's with that stunner move maybe can take the arms out before the jumpers land and waste some of their attacks. And Cat's off to Fnatic's Tower to fight the last dragon. Fnatic's Tower is magic only.
So one of those jumps did land on the... Yep.
Nice damage out of Tira's jump with that Aura Lance, about 3,000 a shot.
Oh, yeah. Think it's looking real good.
From the dice jump was against the disposable target and not the main body.
Yeah.
But you have to think with the output that Boiled Shrimp has, should not run into any real time constraints here. Still has a solid 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and really that should be plenty.
Excalibur.
Well, it's a weapon, I guess. This is one of the only games I can think of where Excalibur is just really not that great.
Alright, let's check out our dragon fight.
Yeah.
Ah, it's the blue dragon.
The blue dragon! And I think Cat's packing quite a lot of Bolt 3, so this is probably not going to last very long. Or no, I guess it's just Realm with Bolt 3, but that'll hit max damage. Shrimp takes out number 128 with plenty of time to spare. Let's see what the reward is. It's not a character. Is it an Esper? That's what Shrimp wants to see right now.
Yep.
It is. Magicite Kieran's. That'll put Shrimp up to 7 Espers.
Zap.
Little bit of a slow start for Shrimp tonight, but once Shrimp got going, got over the hump, and finally beat that Doulahan at about the 1 hour 20 mark, Shrimp's been just cruising from check to check since.
5th dragon down for Ceiling Cat. Another 45,000. No, that just doesn't work.
No, it really doesn't.
No. It's
Cat's off to Kefka's Tower.
It's 180 or nothing, you know?
Exactly. Well, I mean, there's always the 140.
Yeah, but the Ceiling just got like 30 times that.
Yeah. That's like a dart that like hits the triple 20 and explodes the entire building the board is in. Oh, Cat detours for a chest and it's empty. Waste of time. And money that Cat really probably doesn't need at this point.
No. I think Cat could buy a mansion next to the Atlantic Ocean at this point. Yeah, 67,000. It's good down payment.
Yeah, down payment at least. What's his name? It's not coming to me. Come to me. Awful hockey player that no one likes. Dion Phaneuf, yeah. He's selling his crappy mansion here on the East Coast.
Oh.
Cat could buy that. And I'd appreciate it because my cottage is near that guy's mansion and he's kind of a dingus.
Well, it's time for Kefka's Tower, and all three groups here have to fight a boss. So at least one boss. So
Yeah.
this is always the biggest, one of the big strategy decisions. There's your suplex.
There we go. Thank you, Shrimp. Shrimp, you win by default. Default, default, default. So some interesting party choices here by Cat. Typically, the way that we divide the parties is that the third group fights the most bosses, and the first group fights the least. But Cat has sent 2 of her beaters into party number 1, and split up Celes and Realm in the other 2. Some interesting choices. Oh look, Gao can use an Illumina. Mog can use a Ragnarok. So we'll call this party number 2 for Cat the Hold A party.
Mm-hmm.
Since they're packing 3 Ragnaroks and Illumina, that's probably all you'll need to do to get through most things here.
Meanwhile, this Ghost Train fight is looking more and more like a successful fight, and it is.
It was the most successful train fight because there was a suplex involved. Say what you like about Shrimp, but Shrimp has certainly been a crowd pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
What is dragon number 6? It's a skull dragon.
Ah. No appearance of the fun police yet.
Gao, unfortunately. So not really able to make use of that Illumina. Shock is an okay move. It's a little outdated at this point, though, I dare say.
Mm-hmm.
But let's face it, Rav and Gao are just along for the ride. Celes is going to carry the offense with her Tech 7 here, doing about 16,000 damage Quadra Slice.
Yeah, that shock still was pretty good. 3,000 damage.
Oh yeah, quite reasonable.
I mean, it's not 16,000, but...
Nope, it's not 16,000, but it's still nice.
Now
Picking
is...
up treasures in Esper Mountain as well, finds an amulet, which is an okay stat-resistant item. It protects against zombie, which certainly has its uses.
And by the way, Mog, with the Ragnarok, is in the back row.
I see that. I'm a little disappointed.
Down goes the Skull Dragon quite easily.
Oh, Skull Dragon is one of the easiest. It has status moves and little else.
Mm-hmm. And still worth 46,000 experience.
Just cruising right.
An offering for free.
Well, that might be some Dice Baby action going on over on Murder Child in the near future. And we've got Shrimp heading into Vector here as well, and Shrimp also taking the battle against the Undead and the 2 Flowers to get some quick experience and then top up on Hips, Mips, and the like.
Boom. We continue down the big boss rush over in Kefka's Tower. Gonna take a quick save here. And here comes our next contestant. Ah, there's Tritalk.
Yeah, Tritalk can be a bit of a problem boss at times if you don't have access to fire or defense ignoring abilities. But Cat has all the dice in the world, and looks like a fire rod as well. A mimic fire rod at that.
Yeah,
Sadly,
that was...
go much lower on level compared to the other characters due to being recruited pretty early on. But still a solid 4,000 damage added there.
Time to do some rolling.
Other options, but it's time to roll some dice. I think that's about all Cat can do to damage Tritalk at this point. Did not equip the offering, though, electing to stick with just the Genji glove for now.
Time for some cold dust, and yeah, it's time. Yeah, she's just passing back to Realm here.
Just passing back to Realm, yep. Yeah, Tritalk not a threatening boss necessarily. If you have an Ice Shield on a character, you can't lose, but if you can't damage it, you also can't win. Shrimp picking up that gem box.
It's just like that commercial way back in the day when Shaquille O'Neal played against 5 Shaquille O'Neals, played a different 5 Shaquille O'Neals in the first half. Everybody,
Yeah.
nobody scored. They're like, wow, you're doing great defense, but you can't win if you don't score.
Exactly. Well, Shrimp has a nice power combo of accessories on Murder Child there with the gem box and economizer set up.
Oh, that's all 9s. 665 twice. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Go away, Tritalk. Go away. That's a couple Kefka Tower bosses down for Cat now. 1 dragon and the 4 penultimate boss locations to go before we get to the big baddie himself. Kefka disguised as an impresario in this seed.
Level 57 now for Realm.
Yeah, at this level, honestly, I'd be taking Realm's dice off and having her do something else. Like she's a prime candidate for Gem Box at this level. Toss a couple of Bolt 3s for guaranteed max damage each turn instead of gambling a bit. But fixed dice still remain a popular choice among most runners, and who am I to judge?
Yeah. So we better talk about. We are in chat. They're talking about how the Kefka Grand Prix works, and we better talk about that in real quick. Well, first we do have a dragon fight. That is the Ice Dragon, the smallest dragon of the bunch.
Potentially one of the more annoying ones. It has access to North Cross, one of the most dreaded moves in the whole game. There's no defense against Frozen, and if your whole party's frozen, that's pretty much a wipe. Well, can't stop the bum rush on Go-Go. Making good use of selectable commands for Go-Go with Cat, allowing Go-Go to have access to a very powerful move despite his lower level.
Boiled Shrimp fighting the Guardian with and doing very well in that as well.
Well, Boiled Shrimp's throwing around a couple of Bolt 2s a turn with Realm here, costing basically no MP with that economizer on. Terra jumping with an Aura Lance. I'd safe to say Boiled Shrimp has all of the combat difficulties from early on in the seed sorted out quite nicely here. And keeps relying on that sword tech with Celes, and well, once Celes hits about level 42, she'll have tech 7, so she'll be able to contribute very nicely to offense as well.
And the Ice Dragon goes down on Cat's side.
Yeah. So now we've got a bit of switch pressing for Ceiling Cat and a walk up the stairs for a number 24 for Shrimp. So I think now's probably a good time to talk about the event in general. What do you think, Game Boy?
Yeah, well, this is actually pretty close, you know. We've got, well, first place currently after 7 weeks is Boo the Runner, but right behind is Zelfer, 2 points down. And then a little bit of a gap, and then you see Future Force and Lockhole Live tied. And then 3 points behind that is my co-commentator. So what do you think your chances are? Will you make those 3 points up?
Well, I also have to be concerned about the guy behind me. I think Drew's only 2 points behind me right now if the standings have been corrected. So,
oh no, they haven't been. I see a 0 on his.
Okay, yeah,
for
no,
week
no.
7.
Drew definitely got points in week 7. Someone needs to correct that there.
Oh.
Unfortunately, though, looks like Future Force had to take a forfeit on this week. I'm not really sure why, but we did see that in the race room. So my chances of making the top 4 are existent, but I'm not going to hold my breath just yet. There's still a lot of people left to play this week. We'll have to see how things shake out. And yeah, how the event worked is it's 8 weeks of async races, so anyone can more or less do their seeded for the week at any time that they feel like. And the fastest times for each week get points, is basically how it works. The amount of finishes, you get that many points for first, -1 for second, -2 for third, and so on. And at the end of the 8-week period, the top 4 go into an elimination bracket where they'll each be playing races, and the fourth place or last place finisher of each race is eliminated until we only have one racer left, and they'll be crowned the champion of the inaugural Kefka Grand Prix.
All right, let's see our opponent. Oh, here's another ghost train. All right, Cat has a chance to redeem herself here. Oh, wow. Good news that first attack missed on Go-Go, because that is a very short timer there.
Yeah, not a lot of time here, but with no timer, you'll at least be able to bring the others back up if need be from here on out. Cat, that's not suplex. What are you doing? No!
Gonna try an X zone.
X Zone, a good choice. Even though the undead flag is off, the Phantom Train is still just straight up vulnerable to death.
Yeah,
and it works.
There you go.
Train is vanished to another dimension where it can hang out with the big rigs truck.
There's been quite a few monsters that have wound up in the X Zone.
Well, boss number 1 down for Cat. 3 statue spots to go here in Kefka's Tower. Shrimp doing a little bit of Esper management before pressing on here in the Magitech factory. With number 24 defeated, we're going to see a minecart ride here for Shrimp.
And
so
we're gonna...
This will be new. Cat just warp stoned out after 24, so hopefully for Shrimp, this will lead to another Esper, as Shrimp already has the 8 characters. We've got a Dadaluma boss fight for Ceiling Cat, so probably not going to be much of an issue, although Cat is using a lot of fight commands here. Hopefully we don't see too many bad dice rolls, or we might get some nasty daggers being thrown around. Dadaluma at half health, since he's using those, at this point, largely ineffective potions on himself.
Mm-hmm. So, Dadaluma for the second time. Here's Bum Rush for some decent damage. Another...
Decent, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Gone. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
meteors... We're seeing a lot of meteors coming out on Boiled Shrimp's side.
Yeah, huge meteors becoming crashed into them. Meteor not the strongest spell, but it does ignore magic defense, which is actually a very good choice for these enemies. They're ancient castle enemies, and all the randoms in that area have astronomical magic defense. So Meteor just going to ignore all that and wipe the field. Very good choice by Shrimp there.
Alright, so we have, I believe, 2 bosses left before we go dancing mad.
Okay, yes. Just going to give Locke some placeholder equipment, because why not at this point? Boss is going to go down in a hail of bum rushes and Yeti tackles, I'm pretty sure. What is it? It is Funbaba.
Now, we won't be... I don't think I'm going to be able to transfer sound over to Cat, is because I believe she used a mic, so... We'll be, but we will, of course, see that final boss
why don't we just pull up a YouTube rip of the final boss song, then? You have to have Dancing Mad. Oh no! It's Funbaba 3!
What does that mean?
Well, Terra and Locke just got yeeted back to the airship.
Oh.
So, Stealing Cats' reliable max damage dealers is either going to have to sit the final battle out, or is Cat gonna warp out and reconfigure parties to bring Terra back into the fray here, I wonder? Looks like Cat's going to keep going for now, at least.
Well, isn't it like, yeah, that'd be like a 5 minute loss or something like that, wouldn't it?
Yep. Well, it happens to everyone, and personally, I knew it was coming since I had to do this seed beforehand, but yeah, very unfortunate there. In my case, it was just one of my tag-alongs that got thrown away, I believe, so I had little to worry about, but Terra is a significant loss for Cat here. And we've got a boss that's a pretty good matchup for Sellies here. Love Token isn't going to affect Sword Tex, so Selly's going to be banging out close to 20,000 damage around. I don't think Goddess is too long for this world here. We've
No.
got an Air Force battle for Boiled Shrimp over on the minecart inside Magitech facility. Shrimp probably going to make very quick work of this with a lot of Bolt 3s from Realm.
Yeah, and there goes another. Yep.
Spear to the circuit board takes it out.
Here
No
we go
reward
again.
just yet, though. You have to beat another boss on the way out of the Magitech factory to get the third reward here. So another boss fight looming for Boiled Shrimp before claiming whatever reward is located here at the end of Magitech.
Goddess goes down over on Cat's side. Wow, for 60,000 experience.
That's a spicy meatball! And with that, Cat has access to the final battle should she choose to go ahead or play it safe and add Terra back into the mix here. See a little bit of hesitation on Cat's side looks like right now. We've just got a Flame Eater for Shrimp, so this should not be a very difficult battle either. Shrimp with access to Ice 3. Gonna cast that a couple times per turn and make pretty short work of Flame Eater, and with Sellies' tech number 6, the minions aren't gonna hang around to pose much of a problem.
Nope. Yeah, bye-bye, Flame Eater. Have a great day.
And very good fight from Boiled Shrimp there. I sincerely hope this is an Esper, because Shrimp's getting pretty close to the requirements here.
I did see an Esper when it was given, so that was rewarded.
Oh yeah, the reward happens before the boss fight, right.
Yep.
I was not paying attention, thank you for that, Game Boy. Well, we've got a Zone Seek with inferior Bolt 2 spell. I don't think that'll ever be used.
Nope.
And looks like Cat's just gonna shuffle some equipment around for the final battle here.
Yeah, because I mean, if you want to go out and pick up Terra, you're looking at like 5 more minutes.
Yeah, about a 5-minute walk back. Yeah, and at this point, I mean, the final boss isn't scaled, so you know exactly what to expect. You might be down a bit on offense, but you should definitely be able to pull things off here.
Oh, how about this Atmo weapon
Got
for
Atmo weapon
Amaro?
strats on Umaro here, level 58. Should still be pretty viable weapon choice here. It's usually 64 is the magic number where you don't get the low level penalty. Oh, Minerva's for sale here for Boiled Shrimp. And looks like 2 of his chosen members can equip them. Gonna pick up at the very least one, and looks like Shrimp's gonna try to sell off some gear and pick up another Minerva. Minerva definitely the best body piece in the game, nulling 4 elements, fire, ice, thunder, and earth, having the other 4, having great overall stats, and also giving you a bonus to your max MP pool just for kicks.
You get it all and so much more.
Sounds like a Billy Mays commercial.
I know, right?
But wait! It does more!
So now, Kat only put 4 members into her party list. Does that mean the other 3 are not participating in this battle?
Nope. The other 3 will replace members if need be. The other 3 members will just show up in their default order, which is the order on the left side of the screen.
Oh.
So if you really micromanage your parties going into Kefka's tower, you can completely avoid having to select a party for the final battle if the 4 main characters you want to use are already at the top of the list.
Oh, Doom, goodbye.
Yep, long arm, vulnerable to death, so that's 1 part gone in this first phase already. Cat has golem protection up, and most of the attacks, the overwhelming majority of attacks in this phase, are physical in nature. So Cat very safe here, and has Sellies up on the front row with Ragnaroks at last. You can see the huge difference in damage right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Espers are multi-castable here, so that golem use can still be saved for the dreaded instant death physical calmness that the third tier has. Unfortunately, taking out the face target last, which means Sealing Cat eats a nasty Quake counterattack. You do not want to save the head for last in that phase. It takes Gogo out, and Cat was thinking, I don't really want to lose my Illumina Swinger / Bum Rusher. So Cat's going to take a quick reset and start the final battle over again here.
Well, you know, if you're going to lose, now's the time to do it. You know, you're very early in the battle. You're only going to lose maybe a minute or two.
I think the battle was still perfectly doable, but if you're that much, it probably is faster just to restart and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, yeah, it's a long final battle, probably the longest one in the whole Final Fantasy series, honestly. So if you're gonna flunk out, better to do it early rather than later.
Yep.
We've got Shrimp heading into the Phoenix Cave, so it's Dragon O'Clock for Shrimp now. Looks like Shadow, as a stealthy ninja, is going to be his choice for the other party to walk around stealthily and hit the switches.
All right. Take
Final
2.
boss, take 2 for Cat. Here we go. Golem up right away, as is the tradition. Doom on the long arm, as is tradition.
No, swing and a miss.
Yeah, unfortunately, Doom does not have perfect accuracy. The only 2 death moves with perfect accuracy in the game are Edgar's Air Anchor and Cyan's Tech number 8. 2 big beefy Ragnarok swings and a proc of Flare.
Yeah, that's pretty much rather dreadful. And even Dread missed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Doom.
Yeah, Dread's gonna flunk against Sellies' magic evasion. Ragnarok does give 30 to both evasion stats, so that's a nice boon on top of it being a very powerful sword. Dice, dice, baby! Won't be a quick this time, as that head is long gone. Gonna switch over to Quadra Slice here, rather than attack with the Ragnaroks. Yep. Probably a decent choice, as didn't really need to have a Flare proc waste time, since the hand was almost dead.
Mm-hmm. All right, we move on to part 2. The Empire Strikes Back.
Potentially very dangerous, that Tiger part having access to both a zombie inflicting move and the dreaded North Cross spell. Otherwise, not too bad if you know what you're doing. All 4 parts have exploitable status weaknesses in this tier.
Gonna go with the Quadra Slice to start. And believe, did I see a Doom? I knew one of them was like weak to death.
Yeah, the Magitech part in the center is vulnerable to death. The magic casting part on the far left is hilariously vulnerable to mute. The physical attack part up front is vulnerable to stop, and far less useful, the tiger part is vulnerable to poison.
Yeah.
Well, there's that Hope song from the Siren Esper, so the magic part is muted and is effectively out of the fight here as well.
And that spell hurt a bit. Gonna need to get Gogo's HP up here.
Flare Star does level-based damage, so the higher your level, the harder the spell hits. It's at least split damage. So if it's a single target Flare spell, Flare Star, and you don't absorb a null fire, it's just about always a one-hit kill, no matter your level.
Well, here's the Southern Cross, which you would think would be worse than the Northern Cross, but it isn't.
Nope, it's just a damage, fire elemental damage move. It hits pretty hard, as you can see, but it doesn't take your characters out of the fight. We've got Storm Dragon numero uno here for Boiled Shrimp. And Shrimp looks like not too sure what the weakness is going to try both level 3s, but is very quickly going to find out that, yes, Bolt is indeed the spell you want to use against the Storm Dragon.
Alright, go back up in HP here.
Up in full health, and Stealing Cat's going to drop another Golem to protect against the physical parts, 10 hits death counter attack. Which does exactly what it says on the tin. It's 10 physical hits.
Quarter, dispel, yeah. Yep, but it's muted. Oh, there's the dispel.
Yeah, well, whenever you see its spell actually go off, you know that it's dead, because that was its death counter attack. The mute spell wears off just as it dies. So Celi's float status is dispelled, but float status hardly a deal breaker at this point. Tier 1's done, no Quake to worry about.
Rejected.
Big Rejected. Slam is going to finish off the physical part.
2 hands and 3 hands. 3 hands and 7 rejections. Wow.
Lots of evasion going on when you're packing Illuminas and Ragnaroks.
Moving on to part 3.
Yeah, part 3 probably not going to be much of an issue for Stealing Cat here. Its dangerous Meteor counterattack isn't going to look too impressive compared to Cat's high HP totals here. So the main thing is to just get that Golem up to not have to worry about the Calmness death physicals, which bypass stat resistance, and should be looking pretty good going into Final Kefka. We see Golem going up right away. Boss opened with Merton, a little nasty because Gogo and Celis are both vulnerable to Fire Element right now. But that can be repaired.
Yeah, so you can proc Espers multiple times in this seed?
If the flag for multiple Esper cast is on, you can cast an Esper as many times as you want, not just once per battle.
And I'm assuming that flag got set today.
Yeah, that was one of the flags that was basically considered a mercy flag for this seed, since the requirements and the progression were a little unforgiving.
Good old W Wind. Ow!
That's a spell that takes your party down to critical health, and it hit everyone on Cat's team. Very surprising that no one was able to block it with their high magic evasion. So Cat in potentially dire straits here, but no, gets the Cure 3 spell off, so that'll help out. And yeah, you can see the damage penalty from being on low health with that Atma weapon, as Umara's attack barely tickled the boss.
Ooh,
Meteor coming in now. That's potentially nasty. Gogo's going to hang on there. That Meteor does top out around 1800 damage. It's not a problem if you're at max health, but when you're low like that, it could be disastrous. And here comes Crane to inflict darkness and silence on the whole team. No one's wearing a ribbon, so Tier 3 getting a little dicey for Cat, but it is defeated. Going into Final Kefka now is Cat. Luckily for Cat, those dice that Realm has ignore darkness status. Mura's Tackle ignores darkness status. Gogo can keep bum rushing. Celis might want... Oh no, Celis has Sword Tech, so I don't think that train is really going to slow Cat down too much here. We've got Shrimp on the way to do the Ancient Castle related checks and get Dragon number 2 taken care of after having finished Phoenix Cave and picking up Esper number 10 in addition to slaying the dragon there. So Boiled Shrimp not too far away from entering Kefka's tower now.
And here comes the Kefka fight with the Quadra Slice. And there's...
Get a nice 20,000 damage in on Kefka.
Yep, and Kefka's got 60,000, so there you go. There's
a bit of a cheeky play using the mantra move to heal up a bit here. Unfortunately, all for naught, because Kefka will always open with Fallen 1 unless you can deal 32,000 damage to him before he gets a turn. But Cat is prepared with a Mega Elixir, so who cares?
Yep, great play.
Yep, and we're going to get a Quadra Slice in here for another 20k.
No, even more than that.
Stealth with that Atma weapon is going to hit close to max damage. I don't think Kefka's going to last very long here.
No. I always kind of think Kefka's the easiest boss of them all.
He certainly can be. If your level's high, Kefka's not much of a threat. Most of the problem comes from his counters, and speaking of, Cat triggers an ultimate counter. That's going to wipe Gogo for sure. The rest of the party hanging on with their high HP totals, though.
Time to roll some dice.
Yeah,
Is
so
that enough?
Kefka, if he's countering with Ultima, is
Yes,
under
it is.
10k health, so that should be more than enough damage.
Good game to Cat. She wraps it up officially 244.49.
And 244.49, a very solid time for a seed with requirements as steep as this one was. I think she's right around. I think she's a little bit ahead of the average finishing time from who has finished the race so far. Like no one is even close to sub 2 on this week's seed, and how could you be really with that many requirements? So very very respectable time from Cat. We'll see if we can get her in here for a quick interview.
Well,
As,
she's been in here the entire time. She's been trying. Yeah, she's been tracking for us as well. We were for those who are late in joining us, we've been taking a VOD of Cat's Run. Because one of the runners that were scheduled to run was unable to join us.
Mr. Entity ran afoul of a chance. In some capacity. Or more likely, I don't think he even knew that he was scheduled to be on the restream, because I haven't seen him on Discord in a few nights now. But alas, Cat stepped up for us, and Cat is in fact the winner of tonight's race.
The quote-unquote winner.
Hey, Cat, good time. What did you think of the seed?
It was a pretty good seed. Pretty normal settings, except for the requirements. The biggest concern for me probably was that progression times 3 start with 3 characters, because then your enemies are level 9 right away, and you're only level 3.
Yeah, progression times 3 is definitely one of the harder flag settings that you can have as far as enemy skills. So the start on this one, certainly not a walk in the park. Saw with Shrimp struggling quite mightily to get started, but it seems like once you got going, the seed wasn't particularly difficult in any way or other.
No, in my practice, I just realized that if I just made sure to do some fixed encounter checks right away to get my level up, that was probably the best play for me. So that way I didn't need to worry about boss levels.
Yeah, definitely going up the Leet River. There.
Great liver?
That certainly boosted your team's output and hit point totals quite a bit early on, even though you were constantly being plagued by those nasty level 80 and 90 magics, and I suppose the technicals at the end weren't exactly a walk in the park either, but after you got out of there with all those levels intact, you were pretty much able to more or less coast the rest of the way, it seemed.
Yeah, other than getting started, it wasn't too terribly difficult. Kind of a nice middling time, so about what I normally get.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed the KG? We're pretty much at the end of it now?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Got to do a great variety of different types of seeds. Got to learn a lot from other people. Had fun, made some friends.
That's what it's all about. And if
Definitely.
we did this in the future, would you consider signing up again?
Oh, absolutely.
Right on. I'm glad to hear it. Any questions, Cat, on your side there, Game Boy?
Not necessarily. Because I guess I'm not the most experienced commentator in the whole wide world, but again, great race coming out, Kat, and we'll look forward to seeing you in future races here.
Great, thanks for having me. Thanks for showing my VOD. It was exciting to have it commented.
Right on, and just remember, we usually have a weekly every
Saturday.
Every Saturday night. We have a weekly FF6 race right here on Randomania. Get in on those sometime, and because we do usually restream up to 4 of our runners for those.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Kat. And how are we doing for time here, Game Boy? What's our slot?
Yeah, we actually have 3 minutes left in our slot, so I guess we're gonna be. Well, what we'll do in this case is we're gonna raid boiled shrimp, and we'll cheer them on at that point. From that point.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do here, and not too far away from finishing. Looks like Shrimp just needs another Esper and 3 Dragons to enter Kefka's tower, so should be maybe between a half hour and 45 minutes away from finishing up there. So we'll send yous over to Shrimp. Make sure to cheer him on. Make sure to follow both of our runners here as well. Thanks for tuning in to Randomania. Until next time, let's go Bruins!
Have a good evening, everyone. We'll see y'all real soon.